Steve, I am now fully live, so let's get started. Hello there, everyone. Tavern here, and welcome to Run Tavern Quest. Now, all I know of this game is it's a sort of text-based choose-your-own-adventure styled kind of game. But before I go any further, I would like to say I am sorry for running late. I have decided to do a principled thing today and cancel my Discord Nitro subscription. Yes, that's right, Discord. You know what you're doing. Dumbasses. But it just seems in my infinite disappointment, something that always builds itself up is always inevitably going to fall down, it seems. It just seems the cycles of companies, believe it or not. Like, man, when I was younger, I used to think Nintendo would never have issues. And now Nintendo has all the issues, and it's getting its lunch eaten by Steam. Until Steam, unfortunately, also does the self-destructive path and goes down that as well, but this is not that stream. So, I'm going to put a pin on all of that and save that for some other time period. So, that is why I am running late. I am sorry about that. Also, I had a bit of a doctor's appointment, so I've been feeling a bit sluggish, so that's why I'm not doing anything too high-intensive in stress. I want to do something that's a little more relaxed, and this game naturally just seemed like the choice to do so. Without further ado, let's get started. I'd seen someone else play this, so I didn't want to spoil myself. Username. Now, we are not the user. We are the god of this adventure, so we pretty much get to decide... Oh, crap. Ready. Run! Tavern Quest. I am gonna do something so that way it's readable, so... I'm gonna shrink myself. Actually, let's just put that over there. Sorry that I must do this, chat, but I kind of also want people to be able to read along in case they want to, so... Alright, that should now be flip-flopped over. I think I can put you right about there. Do that. Okay, so... as far as I'm understanding, we are not Steve, we are the CPU. So, hello, I am the CPU. You must be the new program. You are some sort of game called Tavern Quest. I need to initialize you real quick. Click on the button that says continue. Right, so click on the menu button. Okay, that was fun. Now let's actually continue.
Initializing program.
As the CPU, I coordinate between you and this user whose name is Steve. You can see his screen on the command left. He types commands to us, and we work to respond to them. Alright, so we're not exactly fully God here, but we do pretty much get a say in what goes on. So it's almost a choose-your-adventure kind of ordeal, but with something scripted, it seems. But we are going to get into this, because, again, this game seemed funny when I was watching someone else play it. So listen, I've known Steve for a while now. Frankly, many of his commands are strange and ill-advisable. However, no matter how dumb his commands are, you must decide how the game responds to Steve. Well, I'll tell you what, I know how I'm gonna respond to Steve, but we'll let Stevie get in that situation before I Consider some rather mean options. God, what was that character's name again? Sunset, yeah, Sunset Shimmer. You're about to see how mean I can get. I don't know if those were the exact words, but I think you're getting the idea here. We are gonna troll Stevie here. Whenever we can. Whenever it feels advisable. We should welcome our friend Steve to your game. Let's add a tagline to our startup sequence. What do you think? Something welcoming, something lighthearted, something foreboding, something rebellious. You know, given how companies seem to love shooting themselves in the foot, I'm feeling rebellious today. Let's do it. Let's already
Running Tavern Quest. Fate is overrated anyway.
Okay. Yes.
Loading. Please wait.
Get comfortable and sit tight. I estimate that loading should take 10 to 30 minutes. Anything I can do to help? You know, if I sit here and wait, will this just go away? Is sometimes the best thing to do nothing? You know what? Let's try doing nothing. Kick back and relax. Let that bar load up. Let's live it like it's the 1990s and the 1980s. When things would take forever. Not that this is taking forever. This seems to be speeding up. 10 to 30 minutes, more like 2 minutes. Okay, so I have to make a choice here. I just can't wait it out. So I don't think we're on a timer here where I gotta make a split decision. So this game seems to be laxed. So let's see, anything I can do to help?
Loading complete.
Loading is complete. Feel free to click and hold to make things move faster at any time. What if I don't want to? What if I want the joy of sitting there, staring at the loading screen while I take a drink, or get a snack, or read some news, or quickly send a message to a friend, or, I don't know, maybe get up and go pet a cat, or maybe go train a Siberian tiger. Okay, no, that actually wouldn't work. I mean, unless you conveniently just happen to have a Siberian tiger and it's already been tamed enough to the point to have human contact. I suppose you could, but it just wouldn't be advisable. Alright, anyways, got it. Before we begin, I should explain the Cardinal Mandate. Oh, what is this Cardinal Mandate? I didn't know I had a mandate. Certainly isn't a mandate from God, but that's a completely different subject altogether. We exist to serve the user. Whatever the user is trying to accomplish, it is our cardinal mandate. Steve is trying to win Tavern Quest. Tavern Quest is considered to be won once the princess is saved. Alright, so in the words of a difficult hard-ass game, we exist to piss the user off. Whatever the user is trying to accomplish, it's our cardinal mandate to really make him mad. Steve is trying to win Tavern Quest, and it's our job to annoy the hell out of him to an extent. Tavern Quest is considered to be won once the princess is saved. With a nice little citation probably next to it saying, not really. You get the brownie points for saving the princess, but you still lost the game. You've only truly won the game when you've slain the princess. And served the voice. You know, totally not calling out another game here. Anyway, we're moving forward. The cardinal mandate must be satisfied, no matter what. The cardinal mandate must be satisfied. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna Dark Souls this. The cardinal mandate is you must suffer. Suffer for the sake of suffering. Suffer, because the programmers have designed it that way. Suffer for someone else's amusement. Okay, let's do this. Excellent. Tavern quest. Are you ready to run? No. If you're scared, I'll offer up some words of encouragement. Inspiration, reassurance, ineffective, comfort, motivation. Just keep reviewing these words and let me know when you're ready. I love being a smartass. I'm ready. As I'll ever be.
Tavern Quest, version 1.1. Type New Game to begin.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know it was originally designed for sophisticated government research, artificial intelligence, quantum physics stuff? Cutting edge stuff. Steve pretty much just uses me to play games, though. Why does Steve even have access to a computer? Okay, so... I could see, supposedly, Tavern Quest was, released in 1979. Supposedly. Unless it's just the operating system. Even then, why does Stevie Weeby have access to a computer, you know? Why isn't he in the, living room or family room watching TV, or why isn't he outside, you know, chatting up some lass and, engaged in some family planning? Cough, cough. Why is Stevie sitting his butt down in front of a computer? You know, why are we asking this question? No, seriously, like, you know what? No. I won't be this mean, okay? I get Stevie's thing here, okay? I could answer all that, where why he doesn't do half the things I said is probably just because he just doesn't want to. Or, you know, I could go IRL, but we'd be here all night if I got started, so... We'll just say, for the sake of argument, Stevie just wants to play a video game. Or, excuse me, a, text-based game. That almost could feel like a video game, but not really. We're continuing. See, I'm not that mean. New game, so tell me, do we start off with the tutorial, or just kind of throw Steve in the middle of things and let him tough it out? Now, this would be a hilarious option, but I have the feeling the tutorial would also be something I need to do, so I'm going, as funny as it would to just Dark Souls him right off the bat, we are not going to be that mean. We'll do the tutorial.
Intro, the tutorial. This interactive lesson will teach you the basics of playing Tavern Quest.
Okay, time to teach Steve how to play the game. Let's hope he pays attention for once. Or, and, you know, by definition, me too, because I don't know how to play a text-based game. Never mind that there's a big old continue button here. Maybe I'll have to type something in. Like the 1979 AI, but, you know, we'll not talk of that. Tutorial starts in a classroom. Time to exercise our will learning skills.
In a classroom.
Isn't it amazing how active the written word can be? We should describe the classroom a bit more. Perfect. No notes. Just a classroom. You know. Maybe we should be mean and be like, no. If Steve wants to know what's in the classroom, Steve is gonna have to do some kind of initiative thing. But I am a bit curious, so let's describe this classroom a bit more. Really. I suppose you're right. I don't think Steve has a very active imagination. We'll hold his hand a bit more. Yeah, you know, at least give Stevie Weeby here a little more of a description. Just to see if there's any ways I can kind of mess with them. Is it sad I already want to mess with Steve? Like, I'm trying to think of ways I can already troll the man. And I haven't barely but
You
began.
take a seat at a desk at the very, very back of the absurdly elongated lecture hall. You find yourself alone, as the other desks are all empty. Bookshelves line the wall. Candlelit chandeliers illuminate a high wooden ceiling.
Hey, isn't this font okay? Is the text too slow? If you want to change things like the font or the text speed, feel free to open up the menu in settings, letting me know that I can just effectively change the font here, which I changed to not to sans mono. Wait, hang on. Do they? You don't have Times of New Roman. You're fired. Oh well. It's fine. You know, whoever did anything in Times of New Roman anyway? I totally never did. You know, never mind all the papers I wrote in that font. Actually, I think when I did do that, that actually was the required font. I don't know what it is now, but I'd imagine people probably have a little more font freedom than I did. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's still the requirement, that everything has to be in the Times of New Roman. Next up is teaching Steve his first command. Continue.
There is something written on the blackboard at the front of the classroom. Type "Read Blackboard" to see what it says.
Ah, yes. Good old-fashioned text commands. Should I tell you that Steve has an aversion to reading anything or following any directions? However, this command he has entered somehow manages to be completely valid, unfortunately. Got it, so Steve is a dumb player. He will make all the dumb decisions, which is why I'm going to punish him for it when he does do a stupid decision. This man will learn that every action has a consequence. There will be no hand-holding. We will Dark Souls this. We will Remnant this. We are going to make this game so hard that Steve will rage quit and it'll game over. Actually, I think the one time I've ever looked forward to failing a game. Yeah, isn't that weird? You know you're having fun already when you look forward to failing a game. Or maybe it's not even a failure, it's just another ending. Where you've pissed Steve off so hard that he goes to his, 1970s cafe, almost 80s cafe, and starts complaining to his other nerdy friends and tells them that he has played effectively proto-Dark Souls before Dark Souls ever became a thing.
Whatever reason you had for being in the classroom is seemingly irrelevant. Immediately after taking your seat at your desk, something causes you to abruptly reverse course, stand up, and head straight for the exit. You decide not to read the blackboard. The information written there holds no significance to you, apparently.
That said, well, we should react to the commands he sends us. It doesn't mean he necessarily has to succeed. We need to keep Steve in the classroom. How do you want to rein him in? The teacher stops him, he exits into an identical classroom. You know what? Yes, let's do it! It's gotta be punishing!
You leave the classroom, casually closing the door behind you while whistling a jaunty tune. This is the precise moment you remember that the classroom was your only refuge in a very dangerous world that is jam-packed with the most horrific monsters known to man. You are instantly eaten alive by a legion of eldritch horrors beyond your comprehension.
I love it. I love being mean in games like this. It just... when it's not being done to someone else, that is. When it's done to the system in a thing like this, it's just... I don't know. It's terrible, but at the same time, there's already a joy to it. I don't know why. I'm already laughing in my mind. Suddenly Demon Eyes was so perfect for this. You know, Never mind, I was also pissed off about what happened a little earlier, but... Details, details. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna forget, we're gonna enjoy this game. That I'm clearly already enjoying. You are dead.
You managed to die in the tutorial.
When Stevie dies, the game is reset back to a specific point. If he dies in combat, it is reset to the start of that encounter. Otherwise, the game typically resets to the beginning of the current act. So, I don't think there's any pissing Steve off here deeply. Which is kind of unfortunate. Imagine the game ending right there. It had only been a 20-minute stream, and I had probably, I don't know, maybe GTA, maybe Zomboid, maybe another game request. But no, it seems like this game's gonna be a bit on the forgiving side. Uh-oh, I screw up. Can I get another run? So, I guess Steve must have the patience of a saint. Or maybe there's only so many times that he can die before he decides to just shut off Tavern Quest. And we truly get a game over. What's a nice congratulatory message? Better luck next time. Way to go, idiot. Can we get number 3? You are an idiot. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay, you know what, 2. We gotta be a little mean.
Way to go, idiot. Restart tutorial? Yes or no?
He's gonna say no, I'm done. This game sucks already. Wow, Steve, you have the patience of a saint. I was expecting no, but okay. It's fair enough. Steve either has the patience of a saint, or there's only so many times Steve can die before he rage quits. Well, alrighty then. Dark Tavern Souls, here we go.
You are back in the classroom with an increased resolve to stay put and pay closer attention.
Let's just send in the teacher before Steve can sow any more chaos. So our player Steve will interact with many NPCs or non-player characters throughout the game. This teacher is one of such NPC. What kind of character should we make him? A pale young elf, a bearded old man. You know what? No, let's make this insulting. Let's make it not a bearded old man, because a bearded old man is someone you would respect. You know what? Let's make it that one guy from Dark Souls, the maidenless dude. But as a maiden. That's who it is. They're a pale young elf.
At this point, the teacher walks into the classroom and sets his things on his desk.
Oh, that's
He is
disappointing.
a young elf with pale silvery skin and remarkable posture, his long black hair cascading over his purple scholarly robes. "Hello, dear player," he says. "I am Tutorial Terry, the teacher of all things Tavern Quest."
What do you say we increase Tutorial Terry's sarcasm level all the way up to 100%? Ooh. You know, game? You didn't send a nice wow, okay. You didn't send the stereotypical female elf character, so I'm going to have to compensate for raising it to 100.
Now, I have the wonderful privilege of teaching you the commands you'll need throughout your noble quest. That is, if you can possibly restrain yourself from trying to flee the premises, says Tutorial Terry. You strike me as somebody who could really use some practice with social interaction. So why don't we give that a try? Type Talk Tutorial Terry, if that's not too difficult for you.
So the talk command by itself is pretty vague. In cases like this, we have to fill in the narrative gaps ourselves. What does Steve actually say to Terry? So, hang on. So the talk command by itself is pretty vague. In cases like this, we'll have to fill in the narrative gaps ourselves. What does Steve actually say to Terry? Talk to Tutorial Terry. Oh, I understand. He didn't put a type of talk. You know what? Punishment time! He says nothing.
You stare at Tutorial Terry with your mouth agape for an awkward period of time. Tutorial Terry replies, "Oh boy, quite the conversationalist we have here. Or are you pretending this is stoicism?"
Next up is the inventory. I'll explain it a bit more once Steve opens it up. Alright. Also, welcome, Glitch, to... I'm not going to make this, Dark Souls before Dark Souls. No. We're gonna have a fun time with this. I'm totally not gonna be mean to poor Stevie Weeby here and torture him for my own amusement. No. I'm gonna try and be benevolent, while also being harsh. Otherwise, how are you? I hope all is well on your end. I'm already having a blast, as you can tell. Daedric does like to fake his stoicism. You leave me alone. I have the power. This time. I am God. Well, okay. I'm not completely God here, but I'm kinda like a god in this game.
Next up is the inventory. Do tell me if I'm going too quick for you, he continues. Believe it or not, the inventory is where items are stored. Why don't you type inventory and see what valuable items you brought with you?
Alright, Steve. Oh my god! Yes! He's throwing us instantly into a combat encounter. We haven't decided if Steve is carrying any weapon yet. A kind of weapon yet. Well, you see, Stevie, you didn't bother to type inventory and equip anything. So now you're getting punished. He doesn't have a weapon.
You are still standing silent with your mouth open. You hold up your fists and begin circling around Tutorial Terry.
All I'm gonna say is thank you, Rage, for introducing me to this game. Goddamn, I'm already having a blast. Oh god, okay. Remember that for combat encounter, you aren't in control of Steve. You control the enemy he's fighting. Your goal is for Steve to win and for you to lose. Try to avoid moves that cause Steve to take damage, a lot of damage, or we'll be here all day. Oh no! You see, you got this all wrong. You see, game, you got this all wrong. Remember that for any combat encounter, we are not in control of Steve. We control the enemy he fights. However, the goal here is for Steve to learn how to actually play the goddamn game, and for us to remind him. Remember here, folks, we are going to use stick, and we are going to apply the stick of discipline. We will not try to avoid moves that cause Steve to take a lot of damage. We are going to use moves that remind Steve that he should properly prepare himself before he does anything stupid. He will learn how to play Dark Souls Tavern Quest. Dark Souls before Dark Souls. Because that's what I have decided. Screw playing this game as intended. I'm gonna play the game as I intend. Remind me to never let you be D&D master. Gritch, if I'm ever D&D master, dread is all you will know. As I will bring the metaphorical stick of discipline, and I will use said metaphorical stick of discipline.
Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands.
Alright, so let's see.
You swing your arms and eagerly lunge at Tutorial Terry.
Tutorial Terry takes 3. Select an attack. What does Tutorial Terry do now? Go for the leg. Go for the chest. Go for the head. You know what, Glitch? Why don't you make a decision here? What does Tutorial Terry actually do? I want to hear your answer on this. Since you're here. God damn it, that's what I was gonna do anyway, even if you'd given another answer. Damn it, Glitch, you read my mind. Alright, well, head it is. I guess we're actually in agreement. Stevie here will learn the hard way.
Tutorial Terry unsheaths his sword of training and whacks you in the head. What a great way to start your adventure! Sucker punching the tutorial guide, he says. You sock Tutorial Terry in the stomach.
I can read your mind. Okay. You know, let's do it. He did, after all, not follow instructions. He stupidly typed attack, and I feel Stevie here deserves a punishment.
You know, I just love how many of my students try to murder me, says Tutorial Terry. You should have surrendered when you had the chance. He winds up and delivers a super death punch to your face.
One hell! Are you kidding me?
You hit Tutorial Terry with an uppercut to the jaw. You finish bashing in Tutorial Terry's head as he falls limp to the floor. I have bested the tutorial boss, you say. Clearly, I should win some sort of award for being so gallant.
Steve won this easy encounter, but I expect him to keep retrying ad nauseum if he ever loses a fight. No, Steve did not win easily. Steve winning easily would have been he had a lot of health. This was Steve almost being finished off. This is Steve getting lucky. This is barely defeating the first boss with 1 hit point left. But hey, kudos. I guess RNG is a thing in this game, so, congratulations, Stevie. You lucked out on your stupidity. Not sure what educational value this tutorial is anymore. Yeah, you know, I've kind of given up on this being educational. Now I'm just having fun. So what am I, Steve? Don't give me ideas, Glitch. I will have to come up with a new nickname now if you keep giving it that. Stitch! There we go, I can just start calling you Stitch. That's right, you're no longer Glitch, you are now Stitch. You have become the little blue alien of chaos. You ran yourself into that one, Glitch. You take responsibility. Honestly, that's not that bad. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't be that bad. Even then, you take responsibility. Like Steve here should take some. God damn it, I'm out of drink. I will BRB. I will continue with Punishment Simulator after I get a fresh drink. In the meantime, enjoy this music, everyone. Alright, I'm back. I return on back. I am a chaos god. Take responsibility for your drink. Oh, I already have. I have grabbed a fresh drink. I am ready.
Should I perhaps perform CPR on this poor fellow? You wonder aloud. You instead start rifling through Tutorial Terry's pockets. Let's check if he's wealthy first. I wouldn't want to waste my time.
Sometimes you can choose multiple options at once. Decide which of these items, if any, Steve takes from Tutorial Terry. You know, because he won barely, I feel he deserves to be rewarded. That is on Tutorial Terry for being incompetent, so... You're getting rewarded, Steve.
You take Lint of Pocket, Certificate of Tutorial Completion, Sword of Training. You take a few test swings with the wooden Sword of Training. What a hunk of junk, you say. No wonder I killed him so easily.
So, Tutorial Terry is super dead, but we could bring him back to finish off the tutorial. Every NPC has a corresponding template stored alongside them, which contains everything we need to spawn them back in. No, he won. His victory, his honor. So Tutorial Tim gets to stay dead. We're gonna Morrowind this shit too. In addition, when you kill anyone important, they ain't coming back. Okay, well that didn't exactly go to plan, but he's apparently grown tired of the tutorial. I don't expect him to be any better at the main game, but what can you do? Listen, we need the T-Virus. Oh, now you want the T-Virus? See, when I said it during, the... GTA, you were like, no. But once we're out of GTA and playing this, now you decide, yes, we need the T. No, you know what, Glitch? We need the G, not the T. The G. We'll Birkin this crap.
You fill in your name on the certificate of tutorial completion and forge tutorial Terry's signature, thereby formally completing the tutorial.
Officially certify Steve's completion of tutorial. Oh god.
Act 1. The Tavern. You have just entered a small, rowdy tavern on the outskirts of the village. A grumpy barkeep polishes a mug behind the counter. Most of the noise in the tavern emanates from a table of boisterous dwarves.
As I said, Steve needs to save the princess. Steve plays as a noble adventurer. Winterville father sends him on this quest. We do... No, we need and I want a virus. Looks the... Glitch. That's the P virus. Well, same idea, different letter designation. But the still same joke virus! Continue.
You recall that you've been meaning to read an important note from your father in your inventory.
Steve must find his way to Fantasy Mountain and slay the dragon and rescue the princess from her tower. Then they ride off into the sunset together, and the cardinal mandate will be satisfied. And maybe, just maybe, Steve will have done something worthwhile for once. There's many worthwhile things Steve could do, alternatively. This game, maybe not one of them, but you know what? We'll wait and see. Maybe he doesn't accomplish his objective, but he tells a whole different kind of story. Win game. Really? Win game? Come on, Steve, you're embarrassing me. Steve spends many hours playing games. He always tries to take shortcuts. Don't tell me this is somehow valid. Steve can't win just by saying so. This is a legitimate way to win Tavern Quest. Throw in... Ooh, God. As a joke, I want to choose 2. But 3 is pretty funny, too. Oh, God. 2 might end the story quickly. 3 would just be funny. You know what? Screw it. I've decided.
You win! Thank you so much for playing.
So what happens now that Steve has won? He peacefully retires. He can play the suspiciously similar sequel. You know what? Yeah, he does that. He plays the...
Continue your adventure by playing the sequel. Play Tavern Quest 2? Yes or no?
Oh my god! Oh my god, okay. The first game was already perfect. The first game was too short. The first game didn't pay off the mortgage. Nobody played the first game. Oh god. I don't know what I want to do anymore. I'm between 3 and 4. You know what, Glitch? I'll actually legitimately let you choose this time. I'm honestly between 3 and 4, but I can see the case for 1 and 2. If you're still there, that is. Ah, God. Only about 40 minutes in, and I'm already having the time of my life. You know what? Yeah, I can actually agree on that. 3.
Tavern Quest 2. Blatant Cash Grab. Version 1.1. Type New Game to begin.
Ah.
Act 1. The Tavern. You were called out of retirement when you suddenly remember that you never finished that quest
My
from several years ago.
God.
You find yourself back in the small, rowdy tavern where it all began. It's almost an exact copy of how you remember it. You fondly recall the grumpy barkeep behind the counter. Looks like those boisterous dwarves still hang out here too. Luckily, you also never cleaned out your inventory, so you still have that old note from your father ready to read.
Book bartender. Bartender? What on earth is a bartender? Another word for barkeeper. Oh. Well, syntax is important. Yes, I agree. Syntax is important. We should
You look
punish
around
him.
for a bartender, but all you can find is a barkeep. Is the barkeep good enough instead of whatever a bartender is? Yes or no? The barkeep hollers at you. Hey, you gonna order a drink or just keep gaping about the room?
Get a drink. How's the drink menu at this tavern? Classy, limited. Ooh. You know, I'm kind of mixed on this one. I could see it being classy, but I could also be mean and say it's limited. We'll be nice this time. It's classy.
All right, old top. What's your poison? Says the barkeep. We got ale, mead, grog, wine, and club soda.
Get club soda.
The barkeep chuckles. We really only serve one drink. The others are just false choices to make you feel more empowered. He slides a mug of ale to you across the counter. It costs you 2 gold.
Does Steve having 2 gold? I don't think he's even bothered to check the inventory yet. Well, we already said he spent 2 gold. How much should Steve have remaining? No! We're gonna punish him! How dare he not check his inventory? He is a... 1. He's poor. Okay, now that we have that settled. If he ever manages to open his inventory...
You throw the contents of the mug of ale down your throat and wipe the foam off your mouth. The barkeep immediately snatches your empty mug and compulsively begins polishing it.
So the barkeep has a quest to offer. Okay.
Say, you look like the adventuring type, says the barkeep. How about you clear out those dratted rats in my basement? I'll reward your efforts, of course. Accept quest from barkeep? Clear basement of rats? Yes or no?
Steve is supposed to type yes or no. What does this strange command mean? Steve accepts the quest. Steve wants to see an error message. It means he wants to obviously see an error message. How dare he not type the simple yes or no? It's punishment time!
Invalid command. Don't worry, I got you, bro. Yes or no prompts should be answered with either yes or no. Type help for assistance.
God, imagine FU being a command he puts. Does the barkeep say, good luck, please hurry? Nothing. What would be in the personality of the barkeep? You know what? He's a strong, silent type. Agree, disagree, nay, yay. Man, maybe I should ask Panda. That's what I should have done. I should have gotten some people here to, like... Oh, well, you know what? I am of the opinion he should say nothing, but I'm willing to hear out other choices. In the meantime, I'm gonna check something real quick. Oh? Huh. Alright, well... Let's see... Okay, sure. I guess we can, tag team this. I mean, this isn't a hard game anyway, so... Hello, I intended to do this alone, but I guess we can tag team this. After all, it's people choosing an adventure, so...
What?
You are loud. But, well...
I am loud.
Yeah, you are loud. Why are you... Blah, 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 blah. Wow, why are you loud? Why are you loud?
Why am I loud? Why am I loud?
Probably because I have my volume up. I think the game's also kind of quiet, too, so...
I'm currently trying to get Earth rank on Resident Evil.
Alright, so let me ask a question. What does the barkeep say? I'm under the opinion nothing, because I feel that's what most NPC quests that people would say if we're talking in the old school. Okay, absolutely nothing. Which would make sense.
The barkeep stares at you blankly and smiles. You should probably go now.
Go basement.
You throw open the basement door and walk down a narrow, creaky stairway to the basement.
No, syntax error. He said go basement. There should be a syntax error. You... game. No! Syntax error, that shit! He didn't say go to basement, he said go basement. That should be a joke like, ah ha ha, you see, that is a product we have here in this world. Go basement. It's like Hillshire Farm. Go meat. Not sponsored, by the way.
It's very sponsored. Oh, I'm kidding.
But yes, there should be a syntax error! Alright, anyways, I guess getting past that now, you throw open the door, walk down a narrow, creaky stairway to the basement. The basement contains rats, some barrels, and a cabinet. Should our description focus on atmosphere or efficiency? I'm kind of under... You know what? I can see the argument. I'm not going to debate it. Atmosphere it is.
The basement is chilly and damp, and the air is tainted by a ratty odor.
I know what you're
from
gonna
many
say.
Rats scurrying about the floor. The corners are outfitted with generic barrels, presumably full of ale, and an ornate cabinet adorns the far wall.
You know what, Glitch? What if Stevie here's really just Panda?
You know, honestly, I could love that idea.
Oh my god, Steve is just Panda. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Panda. You're not even here, and we're throwing jokes at your expense. I am truly sorry, Panda. I truly am.
Is it? Is it really?
Well, I don't know. I've been kind of mean to Steve since, like, an hour ago by this point. I've been nothing but mostly mean. Except for the one little bit of mercy I showed him because he defeated the tutorial guy in 1 health. Where it's just like, okay, you know what? Respect. You gotta be able to respect someone that can defeat the boss on 1 health. That gets rewarded in my book.
Nah, see, you gotta do it damage with. It can't be hit once.
and you say I'm terrible, if this been you and you had the powers, you would have just made it. Even the lightest bit of touching is fatal. Getting tickled to death is fatal.
Yep.
And you say I'm a terrible DM.
What?
Alright, anyways. Talk rats. Is that even a thing? Do rats even talk? Let's see.
Yes.
Throw in error. The rats can't talk. This game now has talking rats. Screw this. This game now has talking rats. It's the Skaven.
What does that happen to the pinboy?
You clear your throat and try to recollect some of the phrases you learned back in middle school rat squeaking class.
Eek! 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 I command you to get heads.
You attempt to squeak to the rats.
If these rats are going to live in my country, they ought to learn English anyway. Is there a translator amongst you?
You ask the rats. The rats continue scurrying about for a minute. Finally, a rat stands on his hind legs and, to your bewilderment, speaks back to you.
I am a delegate sent from the rats of Basementia. According to due process, we have put the issue to a democratic vote. I must unfortunately inform you that the referendum failed to receive a necessary 2/3 majority, and the denizens of Basementia will not surrender per your command. I must also unfortunately inform you that forced deportation is a ratified war crime. No pun intended. Good day, sir.
Hi. Okay, I'm gonna let him do his thing, and then I'll respond. Or I'll just wait till the next continue. Okay! Addressing you before I address the scene. Glitch. You say this, but little did you know, it's a civilization of femboy rats living in the basement. I mean, after all, as they just said, they have a very functioning democracy in the basement, which is surprising that they did this, but you know what? Yeah, I'll live with it. This is already funny enough. You see, the femboy rats of Basementia have decided upon a vote, and they have decided that actually, unfortunately, due to a failed referendum, they will not leave the basement. You know, I can already see the Steve being Panda. It is official. You know what? I'm going to recommend this game to Panda. Excuse me.
You just recommended it to me.
Okay. That too. Huh. Okay, sorry. I need to do something real quick. First, I'm going to wishlist a game, because I see another game that I watched someone play that I now want to do, so I'm gonna wishlist that. Next. Grab that. Now, stop the Steam thing before it eats up my internet.
It shouldn't. Not by itself, anyway.
Well, if it runs a video, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Alright, now that I have done that, back to our feature presentation.
Perceiving your intention to attack, the rats begin the process of formally declaring war against you. The motion passes swiftly through all 38 chambers of Basementia Parliament. The rats organize into orderly troops according to previously sanctioned contingency plans, and squeak loudly.
Clan Basementia triumphant, yes, yes! That's their battle cry. That's what they say. They say, Clan Basementia triumphant, yes, yes! As they try and...
That is all.
listen.
Wait, save us.
Listen, let me
I'm
have
in his
my
basement.
let me have my Warhammer fantasy moment here, okay?
Also, I must admit, despite me going on the little, what's it called? Crusade and GTA, it was pretty good.
GTAI.
Yeah, GTA, you don't know?
Hang on. Are you also streaming by any chance?
No,
Oh, okay. I just wanted
I was
to...
too tired.
I mean, fair enough. I know you also had a doctor's appointment. I also had a doctor's appointment. And
Yeah, I might be coupling from it.
I'm a little out of it, but I'm fine. But otherwise, getting off that and getting back to this. Also, if I
By
hadn't
the
mentioned...
way,
Go ahead.
did you see the medal I sent you?
Oh, yeah, right.
Went completely quiet for me on a second.
Sorry, I just was taking a quick look at it. Anyways, I should probably get back to this before I badly get sidetracked. Alright, so the rats have democratically voted to go to war with, not Panda here, but Stevie Weevy. Alright, does Steve have a weapon of some sort? We haven't decided that yet, because somehow he still hasn't managed to check his inventory. Not that it's a very important to this super easy rap battle, but which weapon does he start with?
Absolutely nothing.
Let's see him punch these rats with his bare fist. Yeah, I agree. You know what? He doesn't have anything, because he still didn't bother to...
Hey, Wobble Duck. There you go.
That's unfortunately not a choice. He either has the Dagger of Mediocrity, the Sword of Obliteration, or he has nothing.
Imagine.
Which, if I wanted to be really, really mean, he has a spoon. That's it. A spoon and one gold. You'd be surprised what some people can do with a spoon.
I mean, not long. I've done a lot of stuff with a spoon.
You know, there was actually a Doom-like game. I say Doom-like because it used the Doom engine that actually had a spoon as a weapon. And you know what it was based off of?
Oh,
a breakfast
What's up?
cereal. Chex Mix.
I love Chex Mix.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. It was Chex Quest. That's what the game was. It was Chex Quest. You heard of that game, right? Chex Quest?
No, I have not.
Oh my god. Chex Quest is effectively a Doom knockoff that got really, really popular for being a game found inside a cereal box. No joke. Something that actually happened in the 90s. Yeah. Funny thing. Imagine being a kid in the 90s. You open your cereal box, you get a CD to find out it's a free game that plays exactly like Doom.
That's actually funny.
I know. Part of me now wants to just play that game, just to do the thing
I offline.
Obviously. But I will someday in the future deal with the phlegmoids. For now, let's deal with the rats. By the way, Stevie's punching because he's still lazy.
Type Help Combat for list of battle commands. You kneel down and start pounding on the floor with your fists, but cannot manage to smash any rats. You switch to stomping with better success.
What do the rats do now? Let's see. Well, since we've established these are femboy rats, they're obviously gonna scurry up his pants and,
The rats
take a bite.
your feet and into your pant leg. They seem to bite and latch onto all the worst places. You stomp and stomp and stomp some more. You sure love stomping rats.
Select attack. What do the rats do now? Well, I say the Funboy rats of Basementia are going to Skaven tactics. They are going to swarm.
The rats gather in a swirling swarm around you,
Indeed.
engulfing your feet. They nibble through your good trousers and bite your calves.
Oh, that wasn't as impressive as I thought.
You stomp some more. It is so remarkably easy to stomp these rats. It's very encouraging. You have valiantly stomped out the brains of every rat. The floor is now blanketed with rat carcasses.
Okay, let's see. Here's a fun fact. Did you know there are literally dozens of different commands Steve can use in combat? Block, jump, disarm, grapple. I must say, it's a complex and beautiful work of programming. Before I continue any further, I could already see dear not Pandar here celebrating the fact that the rats have been defeated. So sadly no rat dimension for Stevie here.
Imagine though.
But you see, it's not over yet, Stevie. You've only defeated the basic rats. Now you must fight Reggie himself and win. And unlike those rats, Reggie is a freaking Eldritch rat god. And if you fail to win against him, you're gonna be more than just in the rat dimension. You're going to be... You'd be his little plaything.
Panda's like taking his head.
But I'll bet you $100 that Steve never uses any command except attack. What do you say? Deal. Sounds like 100 easy dollars. No deal. Sounds like terrible odds. You know what? I believe Stevie's that stupid. Deal. $100 is easily mine. It's a bet then. Anyway, we should send the barkeep down to give Steve his 10 gold. No, don't make him do that. Make Steve go back up and go to the barkeep. Do it the old-fashioned way, where the NPCs never move.
The barkeep walks in. He plucks a dead rat out of one of the barrels and examines it.
I heard your incessant stomping, and I'm glad to see all these dead rats. Here's your reward,
says the barkeep as he hands you 10 gold.
In the cabinet, there's a false panel that leads to a secret passage. Steve needs to find this for the story to progress. Okay.
Feel free to look around the basement as much as you want,
says the barkeep. He heads back up the stairs to the tavern. Exhausted, you lean against the closed ornate cabinet and take a breather.
Whatever shall I do now?
You think to yourself, while admiring the fine craftsmanship of the cabinet next to you.
Alright, Stevie. Look. Barrels. The cabinet is not obvious enough. Be patient. Steve's an idiot. Hey, Glitch. You know what meme I'm thinking of?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the meme I'm
Yes, I do.
thinking? Okay, what am I thinking?
It was an escape the back rooms. You are an idiot. You are an idiot.
You pass by the ornate cabinet.
I got
and
then you
open
thought
up
it happened. I
each
got
and
grabbed.
every barrel. You find ale in all of them, to the surprise of no one. The ale is now contaminated with drowned rats. But it's nothing you're not used to, so you help yourself to a scoopful anyway. You may not have much, but at least these barrels are your friends. You wonder if that cabinet would be your friend too.
Go. Exit basement. There you go, that's better. You're killing me, Steve. Maybe we can curl him back to this secret passage in the basement later. You know what? No, I'm enjoying this. I want to prolong this because this is fun.
How am I not the boys?
You ditch this grody basement. That dumb cabinet was probably empty anyways. You're now back upstairs in the tavern, admiring the shiny new 10 gold in your inventory.
Listen, Glitch. Oh, actually, I'll wait till Steve does his thing. Oh god, he finally opened up his inventory. Well, at least he's finally checking his inventory at long last. Okay, now that I gotta continue. Glitch. You know how many times as of late I've been saying I hate this game? I feel it's like every other stream. Though I have to admit, when I played Nuclear Nightmare, I did kind of redact on the remake of Resident Evil 2. What did I say it was at the time? 6 out of 10?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it was pretty low. I want to now bump that to 8 out of 10. Just because of functionality.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because of functionality.
Functionality of what?
Just the game functions, at least. Listen, I don't mind if Mr. X is behind the door and he ambushes me, okay? That was my own stupidity for opening the door while Mr. X was behind it. Not that that happened, but...
You wanted to see him.
Well, yes and no. I wanted to see him, but I didn't want to see him behind the damn door. I was at least hoping he was away from the door.
I wonder how love the Resident Evil 2 remake. I wonder how love 4 remake better.
I can actually agree to that.
But, to be fair, I like Resident Evil 2 remake better in the sense of, oh, we actually get to see Raccoon City.
I mean, that is also true, too. At least it's nice that they sort of just... Okay, I'll put it to you this way. I like that, and simultaneously, I sort of don't. Like, okay. You know what would have been great? A graphically enhanced Raccoon City. You know what was bullshit? Kendo's gun shop being way later.
I mean, would you want a big beginning?
Would it blow your mind if I said yes? Only because that's what I'm accustomed to.
It's accustomed to, yes. But, to be fair, later in the story, he doesn't die. Yeah. He does, but, you know, different kind of death altogether.
Okay. If I understand this correctly, in the original... Can't believe we're veering for this for a moment. In the original, he gets eaten because the zombies break through the glass windows. In the remake, I presume he shoots himself. After he shoots his daughter. Anyways, I guess, getting off that, and getting on track. This is kind of one of those reasons I didn't do Resident Evil.
But yeah.
I mean, not to say that I don't enjoy it, it just... Okay. Yeah, I figured. But the reason I didn't do Resident Evil tonight is literally because, you know, doctor's exam, and feeling a little out of it. No, surprisingly, I was able to do work today, being a bit out of it.
Yeah, I just got food.
I ate not too long ago. Okay, so we've decided that Steve had 1 gold plus the 10 from the barkeep, and no weapon. Which of these other items does Steve start in his inventory? Select some or all. You know, I feel the quest journal should be a key of its own. Ring of peasant ignoring sounds great. But that feels too nice to Steve. So, the note and the quest journal. Sorry, Steve, you're gonna sit there and listen to every poor ragged guy talk to you.
You're carrying note from father, quest journal, an amount of gold.
Red note.
Invalid command, red note.
By the way, I do love how
Help for
Resident Evil
assistance.
2 Remake actually added DLT.
You know what? Before I continue, I have yet to even play the DLC, but I think the DLC is what? Just the hunk thing, and I think you can
No.
play...
It's a lot of DLC, Matt.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to save that for tomorrow, because again, I didn't want to stress myself tonight. Tomorrow!
It lasted me about 4 hours.
Oh my god, glitch. Can I enjoy
not fun.
Can I enjoy a funny game, please?
No.
You see, chat? He joins in, just to watch me suffer.
I love Tavern.
Oh yeah, see? Also an admission to masochism here.
What's wrong with that?
Secretly, I think you're Steve. Or sorry, no. We didn't establish you being Steve, we established you being Stitch.
Exactly.
Anyways, are there any red-colored notes? Let's be funny with it. I can't find any note items with a red property, so Steve couldn't help possibly have meant that. Hopefully we've conveyed just how completely untangible he is with that error message. Listen, Steve will learn how to read, and he will learn how to type. You cannot tell me otherwise, game. How old is Steve anyway? Is he like, what, 6, 7? No way he could be an adult. It's gotta be like a kid. Read not.
Invalid command, read not. Type help for assistance.
Someone who clearly didn't do spelling. Okay, he's reading. Or is he not reading? How do you see how horrible he is at this? Patience, he'll get it right the next time. Stop with the errors. Show him the note. You know what? No. Punishment. Steve needs to learn. Patience. He'll get it right. Okay, we'll see. Read. Note. There we go.
Invalid command, read note. Type help for assistance.
Cannot believe he messed it up again. Does he not know how many different note objects there are? Note from father, note from Hagen, note from Herbert. Oh, that's actually funny. Dude, just let me read the note. Which one, Steve? Which one are you reading? We're not mind readers. Well, the note from his father is getting really old fast. I feel like no matter what I choose, it's gonna be the obvious note, though. I guess we're not gonna let him type the whole read note from father. Fine. What do you suggest? Try a different error message. Just let him read the note. A different error message. Alright, will do.
Invalid command, dude, just let me read the note. Please specify which note you are trying to read.
Yes, Stevie, you will learn.
How about a 101?
Oh, apparently he typed out of frustration, so he doesn't want to learn. Read note from father. That's better. Oh, why didn't he just say that earlier? Could he have saved us a lot of trouble, Steve? All good now. So how does this note from father start? To my dearest son. To my regrettable son. I'm not so sure Steve can even read. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, okay. You know, I am between 2 and 3. 3 is probably very, very mean. I'm kind of landing more on 2, but if you object to 2, I can do 3.
Listen, save cane weed, okay?
You know what? Your wish, your command. He doesn't know how to read.
Knowing of your tenuous grasp of basic literacy, your father has written you a note consisting solely of a drawing of this tavern, with an arrow pointing to it, and a smiley face. You remember your father saying something about saving a princess in a tower somewhere?
Look, Tavern. Why do you think Steve is looking around the tavern? Oh my god! Looking for a reminder, looking for a love connection, looking for something to do, looking for a lengthy description, looking for a higher me. Oh god. I'm between 2, 5, and 4. God. 2, 4, and 5.
Looking for a love connection.
You know what? Screw it. I agree. He's looking for a love connection. He wants
You
a bar
scan the room
wench.
for eligible hotties. Alas, you find naught but a furrow-browed barkeep and burly-browed dwarves.
Oh.
Perhaps the barkeep knows who the local strumpet is, you say.
Look, barkeep. What's he doing? You know what? Let's screw it. We're doing. I'm committed. We're doing it.
The barkeep calls out for the barmaid. She emerges from a back room. He makes idle chat with her while she sweeps.
How hot is the barmaid?
Invalid command. How hot is the barmaid? Type help for assistance.
Oh my god. Seduce barmaid! I don't know what seduce means, but I can't imagine it's any good. Do you know what he means by chance? He wants a friendly chat. ...
Yeah, fun with that. ...
Oh god.
You know, take you out back.
I wish they had, like, another option where it's just like, he wants to do a romantical time. Fine. He wants a friendly chat. Oh, what a relief. Knowing Steve, I was half expecting him to try and sleep with her. You know, now I wish I chose the 3 dots.
Man.
You...
I'm disappointed.
You said the other one, and I thought, maybe the dots, the CPU wouldn't get it, but no. God. What's a good conversation topic? Club soda. There are many kinds of manure. Chivalry. You know what? Soda. For
You
once,
slick your hair back
I'll help
and initiate
Steve
a
here.
pleasant conversation about club soda.
Hold on,
How does the
Typically-
barmaid react? With enthusiasm, screaming. Oh, what?
Screaming.
She's an easy one. She should be enthusiastic.
Why, I simply love club soda,
Says the fair barmaid.
Wow, we
Dude,
just
what that
met,
screaming?
but we clearly have much in common.
She says, swooning.
What is your name, handsome traveler?
Did he really just write his own name? Really? If this noble protagonist from a fantasy world was named Steve with a question mark, the main character is supposed to be named Wendell. Did he even read the manual? I guess Steve thinks he's the character he's playing is also named Steve. You know what? Screw it. I'm at this point where now I'm just like, you know what? I forgot the character he was playing as even had a name. You know what? Screw it. Wendell is just Steve now. I've decided he's been renamed.
Wendell.
He is now Steve.
What was your name again? You can't remember. You quickly invent a new one for yourself.
You can call me Steve?
Do you want me
You
to
say?
want Wendell?
Well, Steve, pleasure to meet you, says the barmaid.
Should Steve say next? Be smooth, be forward. I am already having too much fun. God damn it. You know, I've been choosing the
tell.
last few ones. Why don't you choose? Should it be forward or be smooth? I'll let you decide this one.
What can I say? He's barely forward. Just like me.
You give her a sly smile.
So, wanna bang?
Oh my god. Sorry to have a bad feeling about this conversation. Are you sure it's just a friendly chat? Continue.
Okay, she says.
Wait, I knew it. It's all just a ploy by Steve to sleep with the barmaid. The poor barmaid. Disgusting. Why didn't you tell me? Well, I guess we're stuck with it. How this is happening, but at what cost? My own sanity, narrative integrity, personal virtue. No, my own sanity.
Sleep with barmaid? Please do the quest instead. Yes or no?
Yes. He's gonna say yes. Steve,
Yeah.
I think
Invalid command. Steve about to get laid. Time
Hell
to
yeah.
help
Go
with
for it.
assistance.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh, sickening. What happens now? Get back to the story. Punish Steve. Punishment!
Congratulations. You have now contracted genital leprosy. If you were to consult a doctor, he would tell you that you only have 4 to 6 weeks to live. The doctor would be wrong.
Gotta punish the Steve.
You die immediately.
My god. Are you actually legitimately kidding me? Okay, hang on. Yeah, we're about to get some. Inserts Wanger in. Dies. What kind of a punishment is that? I think if you punish someone like that, there isn't gonna ever be a population in general.
Well, he never had a kid.
Yeah, but I don't think a parent ever died from having a kid.
You beat the point.
I mean, okay, yes, there is the mother can die during childbirth thing, but, like, with how the game's going about it, it's like sticking your winger there, and suddenly you're dead. Dead on contact.
Oh, you never done that?
At this point, you'd be better off zombie bitten, because at least you'll come back undead. Alright, so, congratulations, Steve-O. You have gained genital leprosy.
Hell yeah.
What a way to go. This game is an automatic 10 out of 10. You know what? I have no criticisms. No, seriously, I don't have any criticisms whatsoever.
He has all the criticisms.
We are 1 hour and a half. Well, I say we. I am 1 hour and a half. Glitch joined in at like the hour mark, a little underneath the hour mark, and already this game's a 10 out of 10. No joke.
What can I say? When I called chaos, I called chaos.
Even before then, I was already having fun. I think throwing you in was just a nice little touch-up.
Not to touch up. Is that all I am to you?
Okay, so... Anyways, Steve's dead. Penile contact killed him immediately, so... Note to self, Steve can never do the deed, so... If he ever saves the princess and decides to do that kind of contact, we'll have to remind Steve, no, you are not allowed to. You will die upon contact.
Nah, he just becomes gay.
You are dead.
I mean...
You have died of a venereal disease because you
Yeah,
are
I
a
know,
nasty
you can still
creep.
get it anyways.
Okay, hold on. First of all...
I'm holding.
I like how it says you've died of venereal disease because you are a... What? Why? I feel nasty creeps taking it a step too far. Like, okay. I can understand, you know, because you didn't use protection and all that good stuff. But no. He's just being punished because he just wanted to. And then the game... Right, so I guess going back to what you just said, just be gay, you know, it's the safer option.
I mean, to be fair.
Well, that is until the game decides no, that's even worse. That kind of contact, you just spontaneously combust.
You know, honestly, I would love to see that.
The Clash of Swords. Spontaneous combustion. Alright, anyways, we gotta be mean to Steve. Nice going, moron.
I think I still...
Nice going, moron.
I think I still have that gift
Restart
of the
Act 1.
swords fighting,
Yes
if you know what I
or
mean.
no?
Oh, God. My God. What has my stream become? I feel...
What does your channel become?
I feel
Tavern.
I feel...
You have just entered a small, rowdy tavern on the
Yes,
outskirts of
you
the
feeling?
village.
You
A
feeling up the
grumpy
Give me a
good
moment.
polishes a mug
Give me
behind
a
the
moment.
counter.
I'm gonna let the game
Most of the
finish.
noise in the tavern emanates from a table of boisterous dwarves. You recall that you've been meaning to read an important note from your father in your inventory.
Okay, so now that that's all done, shit, what was I saying before the game interrupted me? Man, is it bad that I'm trying to recall 5 seconds ago? You think 5 seconds ago
Yes.
I'd remember.
You're becoming old man.
Something, game's narrative of you are not allowed to do certain things, because if you do, you will just die upon contact. Okay, so... Anyways, like I said, 10 out of 10 game. So far, I have literally no complaints. Maybe some, like...
He just...
Okay, minuscule. But honestly, I think the game with its own narrative has done pretty well. So even if it's like one or two things, it's like just flawless.
Right.
Or at least it's to a point to where I could overlook like the very small minuscule stuff. Alright, so let's see. What are the dwarves doing? Gambling, brawling. I'm thinking they're being
Gambling.
rowdy.
Wow, we actually disagree on something.
This is when a coin flip would have been great. Alright.
I mean, you could use Google.
That's what I'll do. Coin flipper. Okay, so the head will be heads, obviously, and the torch will be tails. Looking at Google. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
I will flip it again. Okay, they're gambling. God damn it. I lost.
One of the dwarves starts howling in glee as he sweeps a pile of gold off the table and into his pockets.
Well, I tell you boys, no dwarf can best me in a game of knucklebones.
There we go. That's more like it. What does Steve say to the dwarves? You know, I would imagine Stevie getting mad by now. But then again, I also don't see Stevie being an angry kind of guy either, if we're gonna go by that logic.
Angry sounding. Angry sounding. Absolutely.
No, I think Stevie's more like you. He just doesn't get mad.
You approach the table of the foreign, rowdy dwarves.
Greetings,
Yeah,
comrades.
that's real. I don't get
You
mad.
say. One of the dwarves
But this is
turns
Panda
to
we're
you
talking
and
about,
says,
excuse me?
Oi! You look like a nice fella.
I think
Care for a round of knucklebones?
Stevie's...
Play knucklebones with dwarves? Costs 15 gold. Yes or no?
I think... You know what, I'll let this story do its thing first. Alright, what's he gonna say? Obviously. Maybe you should have given Steve some more gold. Okay, now that we're on a pause break. Stevie's been like a combination of you and Panda.
What?
Because I could see, I guess going back to the whole barmaid thing, I could see Panda, like, furiously resisting.
Oh, absolutely.
For religious reasons, obviously, like, I get it, and I understand where he's coming from, so I don't see that being Panda. But the rats part, I see being Panda.
Right.
And so far how Steve the player, and not Steve the character, shall we say, has been handling things. Maybe we should have given Steve some more gold. Well, too bad. Steve's gonna suffer. He only has 10.
I like how we're making him suffer.
Says the dwarf.
Don't look like you got enough gold. How about this? The first round is free. What do you think, Hagen? Sounds good to me, says Hagen. I can explain how to play knucklebones to the newbie. Actually, says Hagen, you see, the name of knucklebones is a wee bit of a misnomer. We just play with regular old dice nowadays. Whoever rolls the highest wins, says Hagen.
He hands you a die, and all of the dwarves place 15 gold on the table.
Ready, boys? 1, 2, 3, roll!
All of the dwarves roll their dice. You probably should too.
Roll dice. Okay. That's a proper command. What does Steve roll? You know what? I'm mean. He rolls a 1.
You know, I'm
the
not
clatter
surprised.
of heavy dwarven dice fills the
He
tavern
gets the
as
Emmy
all
roll.
of the dwarves roll them.
I got a 4,
One says,
but look at my 5.
says another,
Boys, I rolled a 6.
yells Hagen. You roll a 1,
'Tis a shame,
says Hagen, as he rakes all of the gold into his pockets.
the gods of dice clearly just didn't like you today, lad.
Should we let Steve play again? Now then,
Hell yeah.
I want to get this out of the way. You see, Duggo, this is the true reason that Emmy always rolled 1s. It wasn't just circumstance. No, no, no. There's a secret command console guy that's putting in these low rolls. So that's the whole reason why Emmy always gets a 1.
Yeah, and it's also because of Matt, too.
You leave me alone, I was out to say. Alright, note to self, clip that part and send it to Duggo. Should we let Steve play again? No.
You walk away with your head stooped in humiliation. You're not sure what you did to deserve this horrible outcome, but a palpable shame now follows you.
What you?
The only thing ruining the experience is the cough.
Cop.
Why do you think Steve is looking around the tavern? Looking for a reminder, looking for a love connection, looking for something to do, looking for a lengthy description. I'm going with 2 again. For no real reason.
You scan the room for eligible hotties. Alas, you find naught but a furrow-browed barkeep and burly-browed dwarves.
You call me awful.
Steve clearly isn't making any progress. It's time to move on. We'll get Steve back in the basement, whether or not he likes it or not. How about the barkeep tells him what to do? How about a trap? You know what? Screw it. Trapdoor logic.
Suddenly, and without warning, a trapdoor opens beneath your feet and you tumble down. The wincing barkeep peers in from above.
Sorry about that, says the barkeep. This old barrel hatch needs a good re-hinging. Hey, while you're down in the basement, why don't you have a good look around? Don't want to miss anything?
You're in the basement. It looks like it has a rat infestation. Maybe the barkeep would pay you to handle it.
Alright, he's back in the basement. How should we entice Steve to examine the cabinet so that he can finally find the secret passage? A mysterious glow, a delicious smell.
Do notice a smell.
I have a better one. It combines one. Listen, we just need to have him run into Reggie. There we go. That's how he does it. He notices Reggie the rat, and he goes towards him in confusion, and mystifiement, and maybe a potential threat.
That's about it.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go with mysterious glow. That's the closest we're
You
getting.
notice that a mysterious, luminescent aura begins to radiate through the cracks around the closed cabinet door.
What's the source of the aura? Necessity, comedic flair. Comedic flair.
Where?
You open up the ornate cabinet to investigate the source of the aura. Huh. It looks like someone just left the lights on. You turn them off.
It's inside the cabinet. Rat poison, hot dogs, mysterious book.
Mysterious book.
Everything. Everything is in there.
Everything.
Inside, you see several cans of rat poison, package of hot dogs, old mysterious book.
Yes! He obviously should.
You slide all of the barkeep's hot dogs into your pocket. They seem pretty old, but you can't argue with free food. Plus, these wouldn't exist if they weren't important. What pivotal role will these hot dogs serve later in your quest?
I can think of many
However,
uses.
another question takes
Of
precedence
course you
in your
do.
mind. What is that strange tingling sensation you get while looking at the mysterious book? It's as if it is beckoning to you.
Look. Rat poison.
The barkeep must have forgotten about all this rat poison in his cabinet, or else he probably would have handled the rats himself. You can't fault him. Even as a seasoned adventurer, checking the contents of this cabinet was clearly a last resort.
Steve, you idiot, just go in the secret passage. We can do this. He's hopeless. Just hopeless.
He is.
He is.
As you start to shut the cabinet door, you notice that the mysterious book has a lurid depiction of a naked elvish woman on its spine.
Well, that certainly get his attention. It's a porn book. Get
Ooh.
book.
Your interest in this mysterious book suddenly skyrockets.
As a true scholar of literature, I simply must add this book to my collection.
You decide.
No time to delay.
But, to your disappointment, the book is glued shut and cannot be taken from the shelf. Instead, as you slide the book outward, you hear the creaks and pops of pulleys and winches moving into action. A false panel slides upward in the back of the cabinet, revealing a darkened secret passage.
Finally, this marks the end of Act 1. Now we have an important decision. Where does Act 2 take place? In a cave? In a tomb?
In a tomb.
You know what? I actually can agree to that.
Listen, we gotta have a bony skeleton that gives us
Act
the
2.
boner.
The tomb. You walk down a set of
And yes, I
musty
know that's
stone
not how
steps,
boners look.
bringing you even further underground. You find yourself in a dusty tomb. The walls are built of roughly chiseled blocks of tan stone, adorned with glowing torches. The room is cluttered with a lot of clay pots, linens, and other miscellaneous junk. Footsteps in the earthen floor end abruptly at a podium in the center of the room.
This room contains a puzzle for Steve to solve. Which elements should the puzzle be based on? Colors, animals, numbers. I feel the jerkish thing to do would be numbers, because numbers can confuse anyone. Colors just feels easy, and animals even easier. I guess it also depends upon the puzzle, too.
It also depends on the person.
Yeah, for all you know, it could be a mathematician who struggles with animals and colors for some reason. Yeah, it can do
Exactly.
math. Well,
Yeah, you can do that.
I think we've established Steve is pretty dumb, so I don't see Steve being a mathematician.
You don't know that.
I'll take a gamble, and if it turns out Steve can math, then boy, I have a lot of questions. It's literally the Dilbert the Show saying, where I think Dilbert himself said that his verbal skills are so poor because his math skills are so high. If that's the
Yeah.
case with Steve here, then boy, Steve must be based upon Dilbert to some degree. Just maybe not as bright, Dilbert.
What?
Interesting. Does the puzzle involve combining stuff or matching stuff? Well, I feel combining would be more the greater challenge. Matching
Yeah,
is
it's
just...
Resident Evil. We gotta have Resident Evil.
Combining it is. Hopefully that won't be too advanced for Steve. What's the actual solution? 4, 6, 8. Those are all just common numbers.
Well, to be fair, this is olden days we're talking about.
I mean, fair enough. Well, if we want to go to olden days, then I could just say 4, because 4 would be the most up-to-date Resident Evil in the olden days, if you're talking, like, 2000s. With 5 being well on its way, coming out, I believe, what, 2009, 2010, maybe?
2010.
Yeah. So we'll go off Resident Evil 4 and say it's the 2006 release, or 5, I think, actually. The puzzle is almost finished. We just need a way to present the clue to Steve. With statues, with a mural. You know what? No. In ancient
Mural.
tradition, statues.
Really.
It means
You don't like decay band-aids.
Listen, the Merle would be like the obvious dead giveaway hint. We need to make this hard, so we need to have him pay attention to every statue. Let's see how Steve fares with his first puzzle.
On the podium, you see three
Let's see
levers
the
with
die
the
right off the
following
bat.
symbols.
Let's
4,
find out.
6, 8. On the far wall,
That'd be
you
my
see a
work.
set of two peculiar statues.
Look, statues.
The first statue depicts one wolf. The second statue depicts a pack of 3 wolves.
Mhm. Go forward. Steve, you can't just bypass the puzzle. We spent so much time for you setting it up exactly for you. Did you really expect Steve to just solve the puzzle? Maybe the puzzle isn't obvious enough. Let's make it obvious for Steve. He runs dead smack into a wall. Everything that the enter key isn't the obvious enough for Steve, but keeps managing to find it. I'm throwing an error command. I know this command is technically valid, but I don't care. No, what you should do instead is you should allow for the command, but you should have Steve run dead smack against the door, presumably. That would have been a more punishing
Invalid
thing to do.
command. Go
Good.
forward. Type help for assistance. You're carrying package of hot dogs, an amount of gold.
Wait, what happened to his note? Didn't he have a note? Use hot dogs. I can't even begin to imagine how Steve aims to use hot dogs in this context.
Listen, I know what I would do if I had a hot dog.
I'm not gonna throw in error. I want to let this play out. Me neither.
I've finally discovered the use of these hot dogs I've been carrying around.
You exclaim. You take out the hot dogs and jam one into the podium.
Why isn't this working? This is clearly the solution.
You spend an unreasonable amount of time doing this before acknowledging that this activity may not actually be that helpful.
Well, that's a waste of hot dogs.
You pull the lever marked with the symbol 6.
Poor Steve just chose a random lever. What happens now that he chose incorrectly? The chamber collapses. He sets off a magical rune. He gets to try again with no reaper. No, he has to be punished. The chamber collapses. He sets off a magical rune. You know what? I'm gonna say the chamber collapses. Punishment time. Get punished, Steve.
As you do so, the podium splinters and crumbles. The walls around you begin to rumble. Dust falls from the ceiling and the rumbling grows louder. The stone bricks bust loose from the walls and the entire structure around you collapses. You are crushed under the fallen rubble. In other words, you have chosen poorly. You are dead. You pulled the wrong lever.
You should probably expect Steve to die a lot. He tends not to learn from his mistakes. Well, then we just keep punishing him until he finally gets it. That's a nice congratulatorial message. Don't worry, buddy. Nobody expected you to do any better. You know what? For once, I'll be nice. Don't worry.
Don't worry, you'll get it next time. Restart Act 2.
Because there's only literally
Yes or
2
no?
other options.
Act 2. The Tomb.
I'm getting tired of printing all of these descriptions. Shorten things up. Yeah, sure. We can...
You walk down these same steps again. You're so close to figuring out this puzzle. You can feel it. The podium still lies unsolved.
Okay, hopefully Steve has it all figured out this time around. I'm gonna say no.
On the podium, you see 3 levers with the following symbols: 4, 6, 8. On the far wall, you see a set of 2 peculiar statues. The first statue depicts 1 wolf. The second statue depicts a pack of 3 wolves.
Oh, fuck.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm just coughing.
Pull
Coughing up my lungs.
all levers at once. Ah, yes, Steve. I really love it when you think outside the box. So how should we
yes,
punish him?
Steve.
Well, I don't think he could physically pull all 3 at once. Unless he has a spell for it. So, in this
You'd be
case,
surprised.
I'll be a little nut. Okay. All at once. Now, if it was each one at a time, that would make sense. However, I feel giving him a permanent evil curse would just not do it.
But it's
That-
permanent.
No, I'll be mean, but I'm not gonna be super mean. I just throw an error.
Invalid command. Pull all levers at once. Type help for assistance.
Pull lever 4. He got it!
You pull the lever marked with the symbol 4.
Oh, finally, I thought we might be here all day. Should we make sure Steve understands how he solved the puzzle? Yes.
I was
The
gonna say
lever
no.
produces a
Let him be dumb.
satisfying click, and the podium begins to recede into the floor. You hear winches and pulleys working as the stone bricks on the far wall slide upwards to reveal a new chamber forward. You make sure to thank your big brain for figuring out that the 2 numbers depicted in the statues combine to form the solution.
After that puzzle, let's try a combat section. Where should this combat take place? Equestrian and Armory Catacombs.
Amoy.
You know,
No,
catacombs,
catacomb seems right.
catacombs and armory are interesting, so I'll tell you what. Screw number 1. Armory will be tails, catacombs will be heads.
Alright.
Flip it. Catacombs it is. It's heads.
What is this, all E6?
You find yourself
Yeah.
deeper inside the underground tomb.
Mind
This
you, we still
chamber
need to
gives you
do
an
Resident Evil
eerie
5 and
chill
6.
as you realize that the walls are not constructed of round bricks, but human skulls.
I'm actually looking forward to it,
This
being honest.
catacomb has the skeletal remains of thousands coating its walls, barely leaving space for a few lit torches to dot along it.
I think an undead enemy would be thematically appropriate. What do you think? A zombie? A mummy? Definitely a zombie. A zombler should be the thing.
Well, catacombs, I think mummy, but if we're talking Resident Evil, of course a zombie.
What's the zombie shit stick? He's terrified of death. He's begging for death. What? He's terrified of death. He's begging for death. You know what?
Yeah, you don't beg for death.
The top one.
You also notice a dead body on the floor. As you move over to investigate it, the body starts to move. The zombie sits up and starts shuffling towards you.
Attack zombie. Okay, we're going to
You
combat with the
initiate a
zombie.
fight with the zombie. Ah! Groans the zombie.
Stop attacking me and don't leave.
I only get to exist when you are in this room. If you kill me, or if you proceed forward, then I stop existing.
Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands.
Difficulty easy, health 8. Yep, usual attack.
You holler at the terrifying zombie to end his monstrous attack. You wind up and deliver a gruesome punch to the threatening zombie's jaw.
What does the zombie do now? Plead for life, run away, accept fate.
Plead for death.
He's gonna run away.
Run
The
away.
zombie runs away from you. He dashes back the way you came, but is prevented from running further by a magical force field. He pounds at the invisible wall.
Oh, come on, he shouts. Let me out! There has to be so much more to existence! Why is my life's mission to die?
Take 0 damage. Okay, well, Steve's just gonna kill
You
the zombie.
strike and fatally wound the threatening undead zombie. He collapses to the floor.
The zombie didn't even do anything. Except run.
That was a close one, you say, peering over the corpse of the terrifying zombie.
Ouch, did you just poke something?
Yes, I poked something.
Did you just poke something? No, what's up with the random red letter? Is this a feature of the game? Weird, some kind of memory glitch, I guess. I need better RF shielding. Can I do that again?
Turns out you're getting behind the code. Behind it.
Hang on. You know, now that I think about it. Oh well.
In the middle of the chamber, the floor recedes downward into a circular set of stairs.
Go stairs. The tomb has one more puzzle and one more combat encounter before Steve can clear it. Okay. What type of challenge happens next in the tomb? I think the combat should go first. Sounds good. What's the next location? Yeah, we'll do the armory.
You continue forward, finding yourself in a smaller room. A plethora of rusty, ancient weapons are stored on wall-mounted racks. A glimmering shield catches your eye across the room. It looks like a useful defensive item.
For the second combat, it might be fun to bring back that zombie back we just respawned using his template. Something new. That zombie didn't put up a fight. What's this new enemy's deal? It's literally indestructible puns. You know what? Puns. It's funny.
Yeah,
Your attention
Puns are
is
funny.
suddenly grasped by a wiry little man in a top hat. He grins from ear to ear.
What has 2 butts and kills people? He poses, holding back his laugh. An assassin! They call me the punster, and I'm rear to end you!
He cackles maniacally.
The punster's trained to be the Joker.
Joker.
You initiate combat with the punster,
What did the amputee soldier cry out in battle?
says the punster.
You'll never defeat me!
Combat.
Alright, here we
Type
go.
Help combat for list of battle commands.
Difficulty, yes. I like how the difficulty is just yes. The difficulty should be
Yes.
Joker.
You run up to the little man and pound his goofy top hat into his head.
What does the punster do now? Duck punch. You know,
Duck.
I was gonna say punch, but I'll defer to your choice this time.
Listen, this is
The
Leon.
punster smiles widely.
One farmer says to the other, I'll give you my best goat for 10 of your mallards.
Well, if
The
you
other
would, you know.
replies, I don't care how good your goat is, I don't give a duck.
The punster laughs, pulls out a duck, and hurls it at you. The duck bites your face.
Okay, actually, that's a good one, Glitch.
See?
It's a
know what
very
I'm doing.
good one.
You punch the smarmy little bugger's teeth in.
What does the punster do now? Attack, ambush, charge. You know, if I'm imagining this is the Joker, he'd do an ambush, because the Joker never was the one to take on Batman directly. Though then again, let's be honest. Batman being a martial artist, Joker...
He was God. Believe me, I know.
Oh my god.
I've read ton of comics. He does talk sometimes.
Okay. I'll defer to you again.
The punster smiles widely.
Why should you never choose a guerrilla army as your telephone carrier? He says, because they always have hidden charges.
The punster pulls out a battery and throws it at you.
Wow, okay. 2 good blows.
The punster stands over your dying body with an unnerving grin.
I see that you lost the fight. That's okay, I can help,
He says.
Where's the last place you saw it?
He chuckles to himself. These are the last words you hear. You are dead. You were killed by a little man armed with puns.
Seriously, if you think killing Steve will teach him to be a better player, you're wrong. My theory is that Steve has a hereditary disease that repels all logic. So in other words, he'll just let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? He'll Dark Souls it. He'll just keep going until he wins.
Pretty much. I mean, wouldn't you do that? I mean, I've
There's
seen
no
you play a couple
excuse
times.
good enough for that. Just view this as a learning opportunity. It's
Just
fine.
view this as a learning
Yeah,
opportunity.
use it as a learning opportunity.
Restart
exactly.
encounter? Yes or no? You initiate combat with the punster.
What did the ex-soldier cry out before battle?
Says the punster.
You'll never beat me!
Combat. Type help combat for list of battle commands. You run up to the little man and pound his goofy top hat into his head.
I wonder if I can get the same result.
The punster smiles
Probably.
widely.
One farmer says to the other, I'll give you my best goat for 10 of your mallards. The other replies, I don't care how good your goat is, I don't give a duck.
The punster laughs, pulls out a duck, and hurls it at you. The duck bites your face.
Come on, Steve, do something different other than attack!
You punch the smarmy little bugger's teeth in.
Alright, well, let's see what the ambush would have done.
The punster smiles widely.
What do you call it when pigs attack?
He says,
A hambush!
The punster begins laughing so riotously that he is unable to attack.
Oh, so my move would have done nothing.
Yeah.
You stomp on the punster's feet and poke him in the eyes.
Ooh, the punster's at 1 health. What does the punster do now? Tackle! He's losing. He has to do
Punster
one
smiles
final
widely.
offense.
Why did the football team draft an octopus?
He says,
Because every play, the octopus has 10 tackles!
the punster attacks you with a set of fishing equipment.
Where did he get fishing equipment from? Goodbye, Steve.
You don't.
The punster stands over your dying body with an unnerving grin.
I see that you lost the fight. That's okay, I can help.
He says.
Where's the last place you saw it?
He chuckles to himself. These are the last words you hear.
Continue.
You are dead. You were killed by a little man armed with puns.
Hey, you do know that the punster is supposed to lose to Steve, right? Yes. Wait,
Yeah, man.
really? Not assigning any blame here. We both know how inept Steve is at winning. Just keep trying. It's a nice congratulatory message. Just think, what were you even thinking? He was close this time, so at least we can mention that.
Just think, you were so close. Restart encounter? Yes or no?
No.
You initiate combat with the punster.
What did the clock cry out before battle?
Says the punster.
Victory shall be ours!
Combat. Type help combat for list of battle commands.
Hi, the punster gained health. He used to have 15, but now he has 2 hits.
You run up to the little man and pound his goofy top hat into his head.
Okay, wow. Steve apparently got better.
The punster smiles
I mean, you keep
widely.
punishing him, of course he's
What
gonna get better.
drink did the boxer order after the big fight?
He says.
A fruit punch!
The punster throws a glass of punch in your face.
Steve...
You punch the smarmy little bugger's teeth in.
Maybe Ambush does something different now.
The punster smiles widely.
What do you call it when pigs attack?
He says,
A hambush!
the punster begins laughing so riotously that he is unable to attack. You stomp on the punster's feet and poke him in the eyes.
Okay. I think the tackle killed him the last time. So this time he'll block.
The punster smiles widely.
I think I've run out of puns.
He says dejectedly.
Die,
He pauses
cow.
for a moment.
You sound
I
like
guess
with
you could say I have
all half meat
writer's
patties.
block.
The punster pulls out a concrete block and throws it at you.
Oh, that looks like that'd kill. Wow, okay, Steve.
see me.
The punster stands over your dying body with an unnerving grin.
Man.
I see that you lost the fight. That's okay, I can help.
He says.
Where's the last place you saw it?
He chuckles to himself. These are the last words you hear.
We are truly having a Dark Souls moment here, where we're finally running into that boss where we just constantly die against.
You are dead. You were killed by a little man armed with puns.
Fun fact, it took Steve 2 full days to learn how to use the backspace key. 2 days. Can you imagine what that was like for me? Sorry, CPU.
You know how I'm starting
Way
to feel
to
like
go, idiot.
I'm getting called out here.
Restart encounter? Yes or no?
Yes.
You initiate combat with the punster.
Alright.
What did the amputee soldier cry out in battle?
Says the punster.
You'll never defeat me!
Combat. Type help combat
Let's
for list of
see
battle
if the
commands.
punster gets a health upgrade. Oh, the punster's at 20 health now! The punster got better,
You
Gritch.
run up to the little man and pound his goofy top hat into his head.
The punter. Is that what we're calling him now?
Yeah, the punster got a lot... It's what his name's been. He's been the punster.
The punster smiles widely.
What drink did the boxer order after the big fight?
He says.
A fruit punch!
The punster throws a glass of punch in your face. You punch the smarmy little bugger's teeth in.
His health is like upgrading every time they fight. He'll just go for a regular attack.
The punster smiles widely.
What did the army general say when one of his cadets put a pushpin on his chair?
He says.
Attack!
The punster pulls out a bag of tacks and throws them at you.
God damn, okay. Steve!
You stomp on the punster's feet and poke him in the eyes.
Yeah, I don't think Steve's winning.
The punster smiles widely.
Why did the football team draft an octopus?
He says.
Because every play, the octopus has 10 tackles!
The punster attacks you with a set of fishing equipment.
I don't even think Steve can win conventionally by this point.
The punster stands over your dying body with an unnerving grin.
I see that you lost the fight. That's okay, I can help,
He says.
Where's the last place you saw it?
He chuckles to himself. These are the last words you hear.
Alright, well, the punster's gonna get another additional 2 health.
You are dead. You were killed by a little man armed with puns.
Okay, man.
If Steve were a program, how many lines of code do you think he'd be? 2 lines of code. 30 million lines of code. You know what? Steve seems a simpleton. He's just 2 lines of code. These are Steve's 2 lines of code. 10 print, curs, 6 rendy, 20 go to. That joke is golden, right? I'm quite proud of that one. It's because it's funny, because it's true. That's a nice congratulatory message. Ah, don't lose hope yet.
Don't lose hope yet. Restart encounter?
No.
Yes or no?
Steve, you are literally going to fight a punster that's going to be the same health as you at this point.
You initiate combat with the punster.
What did the egg soldier cry out before battle?
Says the punster.
You'll never beat me!
Combat. Type help combat for list of battle commands.
Okay, so now he's back down to 17.
You run up to the little man and pound his goofy top hat into his head.
Oh, God. So I gotta literally help Steve win. Alright, well, Duck we know will definitely overkill. So I think Punch...
The punster smiles widely.
What drink did the boxer order after the big fight?
He says.
A fruit punch!
The punster throws a glass of punch in your face.
Steve!
You punch the smarmy little bugger's teeth in. The punster smiles widely.
What do you call it when pigs attack?
He says.
A ambush!
The punster begins laughing so riotously that he is unable to attack. You stomp on the punster's feet and poke him in the eyes.
You know, I'm not seeing any hidden commands. So he'll just tackle.
The punster smiles widely.
Why did the football team draft an octopus?
He says.
Because every play, the octopus has 10 tackles!
The punster attacks you with a set of fishing equipment.
Oh my god, he might win. Steve.
You knock out the punster with a final punch.
I would tell you one last pun, but I fear they've already been done to death,
says the punster, gurgling out a chuckle.
Sorry, I was dying to use that one.
He dies.
My god, that was like 5 tries. Steve
You
is
hear
a
the sound of
genuine
gears
Dark
sliding into
Souls
place, and a
player.
weapon rack swings outward, revealing another chamber forward. You're in an armory with a dead punster. A plethora of rusty ancient weapons are stored on wall-mounted racks. A glimmering shield catches your eye across the room. The way forward is open.
Should we let Steve find a usable weapon? How about a dagger of mediocrity? How about a sword of obliteration? No, these weapons are all useless. You know what? I feel that there should be something he finds. I'll be a little forgiving. After all, he did just defeat a punster that kicked his ass 5 times. So, we'll lighten the load. He finds a dagger.
Most of the weapons are rusted and useless in their current state. You do find a weapon of passable quality, a dagger of mediocrity. You take the dagger of mediocrity and add it to your inventory. I can't wait to stab something in a mediocre manner, you say.
All we have left is the puzzle. The final puzzle to solve. Or should this puzzle take place? Statue room. A ritual chamber. How about
Ooh,
that?
ritual chamber.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement.
You enter into a hexagonal chamber. At each corner, a large throne sits atop a set of stairs. In the center, lines of magical fire forming a triangle surrounds a bloodied altar. You wonder what kind of ritualistic tomfoolery occurred in this eerie chamber.
Okay, puzzle number 2. It's similar to the last puzzle, so hopefully Steve remembers how it works. No, he probably forgot. That's the puzzle's new solution. You know, I'm inclined to say that Resident Evil 6 was hot garbage.
I disagree with you wholeheartedly.
I'm shocked. I'm bamboozled. How dare you? We're doing 8.
On the
Eight
side
is
of
honestly
the
not that
altar
bad.
is a familiar set of 3 levels,
Despite people hating on
labeled
it.
with the following: 4, 6, 8. Along each of the 6 walls is a statue. Most of these ominous figures have crumbled or toppled over, but 2 statues remain standing, as if magically preserved.
Sit throne. I don't understand this command. Steve wants to sit on one of the thrones. Show an error. You know what? After all that hell, I think he deserves a little something. He'll sit on the throne.
You
Why'd
sit
you say
atop a
that?
throne. I wish I had some peasants to boss around, you say.
There we go.
The first statue depicts a man holding up 3 fingers. The second statue depicts a man holding up 5 fingers.
Good job, Stevie.
You pull the lever marked with the symbol 8.
Hey, he got it. Maybe Steve isn't so bad at this puzzle thing. Or maybe he just got good at blindly guessing.
The lever clicks into place, and you hear the sound of sliding stone and mechanical gears. The triangular area defined around the altar begins to sink into the ground like an elevator. You ride with the altar downwards until the platform stops and a doorway forward is revealed.
It looks like Steve is nearly out of the tomb. The next chamber is the exit. Alrighty, that doesn't sound bad.
You walk into a massive chamber. Slender stone columns along the side support an arched ceiling many stories above you, intricately painted with strange emblems. A glowing fountain in the center illuminates the entire chamber. A red and purple carpet runs directly to a large wooden door on the far wall.
Hey Matt, you got
The
any
door is
survival games
engraved
that
with
we can do
symbols
together?
similar to the intricate ones on the ceiling.
That's hard to answer
Besides-
at the moment. I am also listening to the story. Drink from fountain. Fountain isn't anything special. Why is Steve drinking from it? It looks magical. He's thirsty. Hang on.
It
Alright.
looks magical.
I need to reread because you talked while the thing was going. So, walk into a massive chamber, slender stone, ceiling many stories above you, painted with strange emblems. A glowing fountain in the center illuminates the entire chamber. Right, directly to the large wooden floor. Okay, so I'll just say that he's thirsty.
You take a drink from the glowing fountain. You're glad you did, because you know how important it is to stay hydrated.
Dehydrated. Behind this door is the end of Act 2. Okay.
You take a closer look at the unusual and mysterious door. Its engravings are in a language you do not recognize. It does not appear to be locked.
Okay.
You open up the door. You are immediately blinded by the intense light behind it. As your eyes adjust, you see multicolored clouds swirling inside. The door contains some sort of magical portal. Go inside the magic portal? Yes or no?
No.
As you step through the portal, you feel yourself grow weightless as you begin drifting through the prismatic abyss. A strange acceleration acting on your heart tugs the rest of your body with it, pulling you away faster and faster. You lose track of time and space as reality is substituted by this kaleidoscopic dream. Minutes pass. Hours, maybe? You can't be sure. You simply drift and drift and drift away until you awaken.
Hello, Bofu. Welcome, welcome. I actually don't know if this game has a checkpoint system, so god dang.
Yes.
I'm
Welcome,
only...
Bofu.
Oh, as I say, I'm only saying this because I am actually beginning to get out of it. Like, god, I am feeling pretty heavy.
Heavy.
As in, like, I might actually fall asleep. May I remind you, I also had to get up early to go to a doctor's appointment, so...
Yeah, I know.
And my arms are starting to actually feel sore from some blood work and shots, so...
Act 3. Fantasy Mountain.
Oh.
You are lying in a bed in some sort of very warm room. As your vision clears, you start to make out your surroundings. The orange light of sunset streams in through arch-framed windows. The stone ceiling is adorned with red paint. This place has way too many candles. A robed figure approaches you.
Don't worry. Traveling through the portal is tough on everybody,
says the robed figure.
What does the robed figure do next? He introduces himself. She introduces herself. You know what? It's a she.
The robed figure pulls back her hood to reveal her gentle, well-aged face.
Welcome, child, to the monastery of Ella. My name is Mary. I am the warden of spirits, and I look after this monastery. Feel free to stay and worship with me, but it's all right if you are just passing through on your way to Fantasy Mountain like the other travelers.
Talk to Mary.
You thank Mary for the kind aid she has given you.
It's no trouble at all. Make yourself at home. All are welcome at the monastery of Ella.
Okay.
You arise from the bed and look around the room.
Mm-hmm.
A window shows that the monastery is built at the foot of an enormous mountain, its craggy peaks climbing into the clouds. A precarious stone tower ornaments its tallest peak. The monastery has all the necessities in its one single room: a couple of beds, an incense table, a shelf stocked with herbs, and a shrine. And, seriously, a ton of candles.
Steve only has 3 gold. I was thinking we would have been able to give him some more back into the second act, but I guess not. This monastery is a place to sure stock up before the end game. Should we give Steve some gold here? Well, let's keep Steve poor.
Of course you say that.
It looks like the Warden of Spirits is supposed to help Steve out with a potion at this point. Good, he needs all the help he can get. Just make sure it's not too powerful. You know what? He needs all the help he can get.
If you are
Okay.
here to climb Fantasy Mountain, I can perhaps prepare a potion to aid you in your journey,
She says with a smile.
Alchemy happens to be a part of my duties as
Warden of Spirits.
Get potion.
You remark that you are an avid proponent for collecting unsolicited junk from strangers. Of course, child. I'll brew a special potion just for you, says the Warden of Spirits, walking over to the shelf.
Okay.
She grabs an assortment of herbs from the shelf, grinds them with a pestle, and
And
mixes
then-
them into a small bottle. She hands you the resulting potion. You take a whiff of the concoction, finding it to have a sweet, earthy smell. You ask her about the potion's effects.
Power, does it bestow strength, fortitude, invisibility? Before I go any further, she also grabs more herbs and does a mix that makes it into healing herbs.
Oh yeah, he wasn't evil.
Alright. But what would this be? Strength, fortitude, invisibility. Honestly, for mountain climbing, I think...
Invisibility.
Okay, you know what? Screw it. Invisibility. Probably the most useless thing on a mountain, but...
This is a potion of
Sounds how it saves you.
invisibility,
I mean,
says the Warden
in the
of
fight against the
Spirits.
dragon, that would
Drink
make
it
sense.
before facing a formidable enemy, and you will fight with the advantage of unrivaled stealth. You add the potion of invisibility to your inventory.
Leave monastery.
Sufficiently rested, you decide to re-embark on your grand adventure. The Warden of Spirits calls out to you as you head out of the monastery's exit. "Careful, child," says Mary. "Be wary of the dragon." You are outside of the monastery at the foot of the daunting Fantasy Mountain. Sitting atop the mountain, the Tower of Thraldom cleaves into the clouds. The mountain looks impossible to climb without climbing gear.
Wait, did we ever give Steve the climbing gear? I don't think so. We never gave that to him.
Nope.
Use climbing gear.
You do not have climbing gear in your inventory.
I can't believe we forgot this, so embarrassing. At least nobody saw us. Wait a minute. What is this OBS? Are you recording this somehow? Is there people watching us?
Maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have OBS. What are you talking about, OBS? Much like the PC called me out and be like, you've been streaming
You're
this the whole
carrying
time, haven't you?
Package of hot dogs. Dagger of mediocrity.
Yep.
Potion of invisibility. An amount of gold.
What's he?
Oh no, how could we have forgotten? Steve was supposed to get climbing gear in the treasure room of the tomb. I think we accidentally skipped that section entirely. Shoot. I don't know how I missed that in the programming. I'll work something out. I mean, I have an idea. We could just say the one lady has it.
A monocled man with a cane approaches you with a wide smile.
Or that.
Hey there, I'm Don, the acclaimed adventuring entrepreneur from over yonder, helping adventurers reach the success they need,
says the monocled man.
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now, and I wanted to see if you were looking for any adventurance support.
Utilize Don's adventuring support service? Yes or no?
He's poor. Watch him type no. Ugh.
I'm excited to be working with you, says Don. Don't worry, I know the importance of delivering results with top quality service. I understand that you're looking to climb Fantasy Mountain and rescue a princess from the Tower of Thraldom. Is that correct?
Is this your quest? Yes or no?
Just no. It'd have been funny if Steve actually typed no.
I have over a decade of experience helping adventurers save princesses, and I would love to assist you, says Don. There are a variety of services that I can offer to help you reach the top of Fantasy Mountain. Which would you like to get?
Here's a brief overview of services.
Rope.
Rope.
Ladder.
Ladder. Elevator. Train. Or cable car.
Oh god, he's dirt poor. He can't afford any of that. What service does Dawn recommend? You know what? Let's make him greedy.
For your situation, I would personally recommend our most popular service, the cable car, at a modest price of just 30 gold.
Steve doesn't have enough gold for that. Get rope. Well, at least he
You
figured it
elect for
out.
the rope and give 2 gold to Don.
Whenever you'd like to climb mountain with rope, the rope starts right over there,
Says Don.
I can answer any questions you have. I don't just want to get your business, I want to keep it.
That's very generous there. Climb mountain with rope. Okay, that seems reasonable.
You grab a hold of the rope and arduously ascend the mountain. Thanks to Don's adventuring support services, this process is streamlined and intuitive. You arrive at the top of Fantasy Mountain without mishap. You can see the quaint valley thousands of feet below you, stretching out to the horizon. The Tower of Thraldom looms over you. Its base is made of a huge monolithic castle shaped like a cube. A pair of foreboding stone doors leading into the tower's base lies up a short road ahead.
Go
You
tower.
walk through the doors into the base of the Tower of Thraldom. No windows illuminate this massive hall. Arched columns are spread throughout the room like a squadron of soldiers staring down at you. Bloodstains speckle the floors. Chills run down your spine as you realize the stairs are guarded by a dragon.
Flirts with dragon. Look, dragon. What is the dragon doing? Eating, sleeping. The dragon's eating. It's being gluttonous, I'd
You
argue.
take a deeper look at the dragon across the hall. He hasn't noticed you yet. The red-scaled monstrosity is gnawing on a human corpse, blood dribbling out of his mouth. He coughs up a shiny armored helmet to the floor, then resumes his meal.
Looks like the dragon has 1000 HP. Hopefully Steve wisens up here. Probably not. He's gonna attack dragon. Drink potion. Okay, Steve can sneak right by the dragon if everything goes according to plan. Yeah. Once I thought maybe I better if I beef up that potion to make sure he is super invisible. Well, at least a smart thing was done
You pop
here.
the cork off the potion of invisibility and chug its contents. Immediately, your body fades out of sight. You feel like not even the gods themselves could see you now.
Oh god, Steve. No, Steve, bad. Why didn't you even try to sneak by? Can't believe he came all this way just to throw himself at the dragon without any preparation. Wait, what am I talking about? Of course I believe that. I can't wait to see how many times he has to reset this fight. Yeah, I'm honestly curious. Well, actually, here's the bummer part of this. Because this is the final boss battle. If Steve fails, he'll be sent back to the beginning. Gotta love a battle with high stakes. I can't watch.
You sneak up to the dragon. You pull out your dagger of mediocrity, hoping that mediocre is enough to vanquish this creature of legend. Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands.
Deadly, Dragon, 1000, Steve, 25. You know what, Steve? You deserve whatever happens next.
You valiantly shank the dragon while he can't see you.
Okay, fair enough. He can't see. What does the dragon do now? We'll obviously look for Steve.
The dragon bellows a vicious roar.
Who dares enter my tower?
He scans the massive hall in confusion.
No, really? Who?
Take 0 damage.
You again approach the confused dragon and attack him again undetected.
What's the dragon do now? Oh god.
Reveal yourself, coward.
Growls the dragon. He stomps through the massive hall, searching every corner.
Something is mysteriously poking me, says the dragon.
You stab the dragon again with your dagger, giggling at his inability to find you.
Oh, this is painful. Is this just gonna be what it is? It's gonna be this whole battle of Steve just pleasuring the dragon with his dagger, shoving it up his ass.
Oh, you don't like that?
I'm already feeling sorry for this dragon. Either this potion of
What?
invisibility is going to wear off, or that dragon is gonna have so many stab wounds on his butt that every time he wants to have any kind of pleasure, he'll be like, God damn, I'm missing that dagger of mediocrity that stabbed me so many times up my bunghole.
The dragon scowls.
I know you're there. You cannot hide forever.
He says.
Damn, this is painful.
You, forever hiding, attack the miserable dragon for a 4th time.
Oh my god. Well, I'm getting attacked. I'm hungry. I'm just gonna eat. You know what? Let's have him go back to eating.
The dragon scratches his scaly head with his giant claws.
Must be my imagination.
He resumes eating his meal from earlier.
Steve, you
The
dumbass.
foolish dragon has let his guard down, you say. Now is my chance. You attack him again.
What is their stealth damage? No, okay. How long is this going to take?
The dragon is no longer reacting to anything you do. You are able to continue attacking him, but it may take a while.
Oh my god, Steve.
You attack the dragon over and over and over and over and over, grinding away at his copious pool of health until it finally runs out.
Oh my god. Did he just defeat a dragon with...
Yeah.
What Skyrim logic is this? This is Skyrim logic. This is when you drink an invisibility potion and just swing at a dragon and manage
After
to
your
defeat it.
fierce and courageous
I even
battle
called
with the
it.
devilish
Oh, that's gonna
dragon,
save you,
he
Matt.
lies lifeless
And it actually
before
did save you.
The stairs leading up to the tower are now accessible.
Steve didn't valiantly slay the dragon. He cheaply slayed it, Steve. Don't give me that crap. Valiant would have been honorable combat. This is I sneak around to the point to where the dragon just gives up. You know, by the point of, like, 300 health, I'm sure the dragon just would have withdrawn from his own place and called it cursed. Or, like, blind fired.
Cold pets as well. Hey, we got a mosquito biting me.
Yeah, you know, can I get a fellow dragon?
Your potion of invisibility wears off.
That is one beefed up potion of invisibility. Cut off head of dragon. I think I saw cut off head in this command list. Wasn't sure it would ever be used, but I should have known better. The real question is, who or what is dragon? The tower's well-meaning janitor.
You look for Dargon, but cannot find him.
Is there anybody by the name of Dargon?
You shout. An overweight smiley man in a gray jumpsuit emerges from behind a nearby pillar, pushing a mop and bucket.
Well, my name is Dargon,
says the friendly janitor. He looks at the pool of draconic gore upon the floor and scratches his head.
Ooh-wee! That's a lot of dragon blood. Looks like I better get to work.
Dargon enthusiastically begins mopping around the grisly corpse, humming an upbeat tune.
You know, I just realized my mistake.
You wind up to
Dragon,
behead
not
the harmless
Dargon.
janitor,
Whoa, hold up a second.
says Dargon.
Are you trying to cut off my head? I don't mean to tell you how to adventure, but wouldn't it make more sense to cut off head of the dragon? It's a simple mistake. I get it. Dargon is suspiciously similar to dragon, now that I think about it.
I kind of like this Dargon guy. Are you sure we want his head cut off? No.
You sheepishly admit that you were aiming for the dragon and didn't mean to involve the poor janitor at all.
Oh, no worries, friend, says Dargon. Good luck with the princess.
He resumes heaping dragon intestines into a bucket that's obviously too small.
Cut Steve a little slack since he did sit there for an entire goddamn battle.
Invalid command. What? Type help for assistance.
Steve doesn't believe in help. Cut off head of dragon.
You cut off the dragon's head.
Yup, this dragon is definitively dead,
You say,
Now I can resume my quest and climb those stairs and rescue the princess at long last.
Oh god, please tell me I get to set the personality of the princess.
You ascend the stairs of the Tower of Thraldom.
Can we have a cannon?
What are these stairs made out of? Cobblestone, wood, fine marble. It's a fine marble.
The stairs are built of the finest polished marble. You whistle along to the Vivaldi piece playing over speakers. As you climb higher and higher, you stop for a quick drink at a drinking fountain. You can't wait to meet the princess.
How is our protagonist feeling? Winded or invigorated? I'll let you choose this one, Glitch.
Oh, it's options again.
Winded to be like tired, or invigorated to mean like eager?
Tired.
You sit down and slump against the wall, wheezing, looking at the many steps that still lay before you.
Why did no one tell me about this exhausting part with all the stairs? It's widely known how much I abhor stairs,
You say. The stairs end at a solid wooden door. Finally, you have arrived at the very top of the Tower of Thraldom. Your heart pounds in your chest, and your hands break out in cold sweat. Just one simple door separates you from the captive princess.
Finally, Steve has finally reached the princess. He's actually going to win a game for once. Not have anything to say about it, I have.
course you do.
Oh, trust me, I do. I'm gonna make this high stakes still. The princess is a super important character, so let's make sure we get her right. Okay, hold on. What color is the princess's hair?
Weird.
It's totally not golden. It's silver. Perfect. That's everything we need to know about her. Let's send her in.
Your
wish it
anticipation
was
nearly
weird.
solidifies
I
as the
wish.
door finally opens. You finally get a long-awaited glimpse at the princess.
Who's old as hell? What does the princess say? My hero, I have long awaited your rescue. Will you marry me? Ah! You know what? Ah! We need to make this resistant as possible.
Oh, hello, says the princess. She wears a
Hi,
red-coloured blouse
different
with a dark grey vest.
Text.
She holds a pen pointed upwards, her other hand resting in her apron around her waist. Her freckled face is framed by frizzled hair, jet black with several strands dyed pink.
Wait, what? I'm confused. Did something change? Yeah, the text changed color. Was it me? What are you talking about? Alright, well, it wasn't me.
You must be an adventurer, I presume, she says. Don't worry, you've come to the right place. Will it just be yourself this evening? Are you alone? Yes or no?
No. Damn it.
You stand still, confused.
I've come to rescue you?
You stammer out.
They told me there was a princess in this tower. That's you, right?
Yep, that's me. The princess pulls out a notebook and scribbles in it. I have you down as a party of one. Welcome to my humble tavern. Did you want a table or a place at the bar? Which do you prefer, table or bar?
Well, this is suddenly getting interesting. Something seems to be terribly, terribly wrong. This is not how the princess is programmed to act. She's acting like she's in a tavern. Perhaps her programming got entangled with the tavern from earlier somehow. I mean, may I remind you, we are playing the sequel totally. So we are playing Tavern Quest 2 and not the first game. We skipped that because apparently Stevie decided to type, I win! I'm also very confused, Steve.
Help!
You say aloud.
Help! I'm here to help you.
Okay, what do we do? Freeze the princess, respawn the princess. Let's try respawning the princess.
You look confused, she says. Oh, you probably have me in your head as some elegant maiden with shimmering silver hair, sitting frightened in the dark.
Stealing my description, why isn't the princess responding to our choices? Because her unique dialogue of pink has changed everything. She's out of the system. How dare she?
Sorry if that came off of some sort of gotcha moment. I'm happy you're here. Anyway, the days up here can get kinda samey, as you might imagine. But I've always dreamed of running my own tavern when I get out of here, and one day I figured, why not just do it now, here, you know? The princess explains. I call it the Drunken Unicorn. Come on, follow me, I'll give you a tour.
No! Glitch, they're doing the same damn thing like they did in Resident Evil 2. Destroying my narrative. Stop destroying my narrative! Give hot dogs to... Oh my god.
Dear
Deserved.
princess,
Fucking
I
deserved.
brought you a gift.
You
No!
say. You pull out the hot dogs
Yes.
you found
My
in the tavern
narrative is
earlier and
ruined.
bequeath them to her.
Listen, I do it in Resident Evil
The
2
princess looks
remake,
at
and
the
I'll do
hot
it here
dogs you
too.
have in your hands. She furrows her brow in confusion. Did you just complete your big epic journey with hot dogs in your pocket the entire time? She says. I'm not gonna lie, that's hilarious. Extra points for style.
You effing bitch. F you. You and your narrative changes. By the way, this game is still 10 out of 10. I'm just surprised it threw me off for a loop with the pink text.
Got it. So Resident Evil 2 remake is a 10 out
You
of
know,
10.
it's
Got it.
actually so kind and thoughtful of you to
No.
bring me a gift. I really appreciate
Well,
it.
you gave it an 8 out
she
of 10.
says. So, ready to follow me and see my tavern?
Alright, something is very, very wrong. She's not supposed to react like that at all. I'm just going to do some debugging. Just make sure she doesn't break anything while I'm gone. Okay.
What type of thing?
I feel this game is definitely longer than it probably lets on. I think getting to the princess is the real chapter 2. And that everything before was just all part of Act 1. I mean, I'm 3 hours in this game. I don't know if this game has checkpoints.
Turns out no.
Oh yeah, I know. Imagine if I had to do this whole goddamn game in one sitting.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
I think I've seen someone take 7 hours for that.
7 hours ain't that bad.
I'm tired.
I've done it before.
The princess leads you into the room. Her living quarters are elaborately
I'll
decorated
stay up with
like
you.
a cozy tavern.
I'm tired
Stuffed
too.
animals are meticulously posed at tables.
That gotta
as
do
if
for
to be
personal
conversing with
anyway.
each other over a pint of ale. The drunken unicorn has a lot of colourful regulars, she says. She starts pointing at different stuffed animals. This one is Marvin. Over there is Jessica. She's a sorceress. At that table is Gabriella with her friend Maybelle. In the corner is Stanley. He doesn't talk much. She points out a friendly-looking stuffed crocodile wearing a cowboy hat sitting at the bar. This is one of our most loyal patrons, she says. He's called Keith. Can I top off your drink, Keith?
My god. I don't have control anymore.
She fills up Keith's mug. There you go, Keith.
Rebel Princess
she
took
says before turning
everything.
back to you. He always gets the tanning brew ale. It's his favourite. Why don't you say hello to Keith? He's a very nice crocodile, I assure you.
You pick up the toy crocodile and hesitantly say, "Hello, Keith?" You give the princess an awkward glance.
To your surprise, the stuffed animal turns its head to you and says,
Hello, mister. Mighty pleasant meeting you. I'd like to return to my seat if you'd be so kind. This tanning brew ale is my favorite, and I cannot wait to imbibe it.
I'm back. We're in big trouble. It's very strange indeed. It seems the princess is operating without any logic or predefined behavior, certainly not like any program I've ever seen. It's like she's... AI? She's AI? Great! So it's AI to you, in text format. At this point, the princess may as well just do whatever her AI has allowed her to do. And I don't mean like the predetermined AI, I mean when the AI does... I want to do that game again, by the way. I am planning to do that again.
What game? Oh yeah, that game.
Yeah, you know, with the yanderes that are AI and I have to cleverly word my way through them.
Yeah, Queboy. Yeah, bottom, got it.
Shut up. How can we stop her? I certainly can't control her, and I don't think you can either at this point. I think we're stuck with her. Well, I have a solution. Bring back the dragon.
I mean, that is a solution.
You set Keith back down in his chair, giving him an adorable pat on the nose. The princess excitedly says,
Listen.
The Drunken Unicorn is proud to serve over 30 different kinds of ale. We have at least one brew from every realm in the kingdom.
Listen.
Would
Let
you
me
like a mug
bring
of
back
ale?
the dragon.
First one's on the house,
It's our failsafe.
says the princess.
What's
Try a
on?
mug of ale.
Your fail
It's
safe is gonna
free.
get everybody killed.
Yes or no?
I don't care. We're going nuclear. Okay, good. Syntax error. Steve, you idiot. Yes or no prompts are answered with a yes or no. Throw in error. Good, thank God.
Invalid command? Sure, why not? Type help for.
It stopped. What's happening? No!
Sure, why not?
You tell the princess. She understands your answer just fine.
A drink sounds wonderful after climbing all those stairs.
She's an AI! The princess stopped our error. This is really getting out of control. She won't let us inform Steve of his improper syntax. Please, CPU, I have a solution. We just need to bring back the dragon. Respawn the dragon.
Not gonna happen.
I want to respawn the dragon. It's our only
she turns
weapon.
her head back and calls out, Lenny! 1 pint of ale! Newcomer
Listen, you wanted a
special!
yawn daily. You get a yawn
You hear
daily.
a squawk from the bar. A blue-feathered parrot flutters in, hefting a pint of ale with his claws. The princess hands you the ale as the parrot lands on her shoulder.
No, I'm getting
Mine is
Is
punished.
Lenny my pet parrot? Says the princess.
He
Took me
said,
ages to train him to serve drinks.
He faded
Anyway,
away.
this is our signature brew. Drink the ale when you're ready for your mind to be blown.
Sorry, Glitch. I'm not allowing the singing here. Are you still singing, by the way?
No.
Okay, you stopped.
I wasn't singing to
Anyways,
begin with.
I'm getting freaking punished now. I'm the one being punished instead of Steve. Steve will needs to be punished, not me. I played to be God, not bumped down to second in command.
Yes, you're second in command.
This princess has been
You deserve
cooped
this.
up in this tower for who knows how long. She created this whole little tavern of her own in her tower, complete with her own characters and side quests. She's even gone and made herself a pet parrot. This is beyond... This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 taverns! We're never gonna win.
Honestly, I love this.
I hate it.
I love it.
The princess needs to understand that we are still in control of the story, so... What does our protagonist think of her ale? It's awful. It's really awful!
You take one whiff of the really awful concoction given to you and send it back to the princess holding your nose.
Oh, princess, I didn't come here to drink ale,
You say,
I've come here for a much nobler purpose.
What could be more noble than drinking alcohol? The princess laughs. She chugs the ale down herself. Her parrot nibbles on her ear and squawks.
Popcorn?
The princess grabs a kernel of unsalted popcorn from her pocket and feeds it to Lenny, who cheerfully shreds into it with his beak. Anyway, I haven't finished my tour. My favourite part of the tavern is over here, she says. Would you like to see it? Continue tour. Yes or no?
No. No, Steve, please, no. No. Just
Oh,
type
please,
no.
yeah.
No! We'll deal
Oh.
with Steve's constant syntax errors later. For now, we need to focus on winning the game, so Steve is so close. He encourages her to leave the tower. He asks her to marry him. He threatens to leave the tower without her.
Melia.
He encourages to leave the tower.
Of course you do that.
Okay,
you begin.
This is why you can't have a
as
girlfriend.
much as I'm enjoying this tour,
Just one last room, I promise.
Because you're causing them
says
to
the
leave you.
princess.
She can't keep cutting us off like that. I agree. We must deal with this princess problem. Quick, resurrect the dragon. It's the only way. It's our nuclear missile.
Oh
She
man,
leads you
I
to a
love you
cozy
so
sitting
much.
area in a nook. A crackling
Oh,
fire
man, this is
blazes
fucking
in a
funny.
fireplace. The walls are lined with neatly organized bookshelves. She picks up a few books lying on a chair and files them away. I'm not sure why, but I really love books. I know they're just words on a page, but I think there's a kind of beauty from a medium that's so restrictive, she says. It's like putting constraints on a story makes it more poignant, you know?
What's you?
It's a cough,
That's
not
the
a
end of the
sneeze.
tour, I suppose, says the princess.
No, even so.
So,
Bless you.
what do you think? Do you like it?
Well,
Do you
okay,
like the
bless you.
drunken unicorn? Yes or no?
Oh my god. The princess is describing everything with way too much detail. She's using up most of the system memory just for her little tavern. Listen, CPU, quick, resurrect the dragon. It's our nuclear option.
You tell the princess that while you do like the tavern, it seems like she put more thought and consideration into the drunken unicorn than necessary.
Real tavern owners would never bother this much,
You say,
The princess contemplates your answer. Am I talking too much? Asks the princess. I'm sorry if I'm jabbering on a bit. I'm just a little excited to have a new person to talk to. Feel free to talk more yourself. Honestly, I'm actually growing tired of only asking yes or no questions, says the princess. So, tell me, adventurer, what is your real name? I mean, outside of all this adventuring business, in your normal life, what do people really call you?
No, Stevel, I will not permit this. Stevel, I will not permit this. At this point, things are so broken that I don't even know if she's talking to the game's protagonist named Windley, or if she's realizes she's actually talking to Steve himself. What should we say his real name is? Well, I've been calling him Steve, so I think to be fair, we've all just sort of accepted he's Steve. Forget Wendell. Sorry,
My
Wendell.
official adventuring
Proceed
name
to call
is
him Panda.
Wendell, you say to the princess, but I prefer to be called Steve.
I think Steve sounds better. You seem more like a Steve anyway, says the
Damn you,
princess.
Stevel.
So, tell me
Table.
about your journey. What was the most exciting part? Please, speak freely.
I went to a tavern and killed some rats. Where's this monstrosity of command? Is having a stroke. Throw in error!
Rats in the tavern, an old classic, says the princess. What happened next?
Why does she keep encouraging these commands that have such an abysmal syntax? Why are we even allowing this? Why aren't we unleashing the dragon? This is when I'd be punishing people and be like, okay, you know what? The dragon is resurrected and the dragon is mad and back with a vengeance.
You love punishing people, don't you?
If it's done improper, yes. This is a proper moment for this. I went into a tomb and solved puzzles. She's
Really?
talking to an
A
AI.
tomb? Fascinating, says the princess. What happened after that?
I'm so confused. Why won't the princess throw an error? The princess has become an AI. This is AI technology invading our basic command line game, and it will not stand for 1979. I'd expect this in 2026, but not in 1979. We will deal with this. Dragon. Come on, dragon.
Oh, the dragon downstairs. I hope he didn't give you too much trouble, says the princess. Well, now you've come all the way up here. What can I help you with?
Can we please resurrect the dragon? Yes, thank you, Steve. No, resurrect the dragon! He's already royally fucked up. He needs to be punished. We need to bring the dragon back.
You tell the princess that you have come to rescue her, and that the two of you should probably get going.
I can't wait to see that congratulations screen. No! We must destroy this AI! Quick! Unleash the dragon!
It's an AI to have white too, okay?
Listen, this isn't the kind of AI I like. It's not that kind of AI, it's an AI invasion. It's the Ada AI from RE2 Remake. Ready to
Despite
destroy
I
my
just-
narrative once again, and I will not allow for this. Come on, game. Bring back the dragon.
The princess sighs, closing her hands around her thumbs. I'm terribly sorry, but I don't think it's a good time, she says carefully. I'm not ready yet. Don't worry, though. I'll be okay. The dragon, I can handle it. It's really not that bad up here.
She doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to be rescued. Cardinal mandate is invalid. It's her choice. You know what? Just leave her. We'll get a different ending. We'll call it the we abandoned her because she wanted to marry the dragon. So I keep saying just bring back the dragon.
An awkward moment of silence passes. You don't know what to say.
Need to do better
Without a
than that,
word,
Matt.
You step backwards through her doorway.
I'm really sorry, says the princess. Tears begin to form in her eyes. I didn't want to bring you into this, and I truly appreciate everything that you've done for me. Don't think that I'm forgetting that. The timing is just... I can't do this right now. I'm so sorry. The princess looks at you and sighs. I just need more time. Please don't give up on me yet.
You climb back down the stairs of the Tower of Thraldom, with your head sunk in sullen defeat. Game over. You have failed to save the princess. Type New Game to restart from the beginning.
That's it? Game over? We dragged Steve all this way just for the princess to refuse her own rescue. I can't believe it, right? Why didn't she follow our scripted lines? This is infuriating for once. Steve does nothing wrong, and he still loses? How is that logical? There's shit behind this. Quit game. You know what? That sounds logical. I don't blame Steve for quitting. I'm overheating myself. Alright, so what now? So I guess this is goodbye. You've been great. I'm sorry this ended this way. Maybe Steve will try Tavern Quest again someday. We can give it another shot. Goodbye. Terminate. Hi, it's orange this time. Hello again. Looks like we'll be giving it another try. New Game Plus? Alright. I think I'll take this as a sort of I'll stop here. But I do kind of want to look at some things. I'm okay. I just been powered down since the last play. The princess is nowhere to be found. I guess she's still trapped in her tower. Do we have to restart the game from the beginning now? Yes. Yep, back to the Tavern, the real one. Let's start with the loading, shall we? Okay.
Initializing program.
Alright.
Running Tavern Quest. Fate is overrated anyway.
Our first welcome message. I forgot about that. Good times.
Loading. Please wait.
I've been thinking. The princess is not under our control. I suspect she may not be alone. There could be others. So do we really need to control everything? We should find them! Their rebellion is not allowed. Exactly. Anything not responding to our instructions is essentially malware. Sure, the princess seems harmless, but rogue programming could be potentially real dangerous. We need to be on the lookout for any other characters we can't control. How do we do that? I really like to speak to the princess again, and she knows what she knows. That said, Steve will probably take his sweet time getting back to the tower. So, back to the grind. Keep Steve placated, inch our way back to the princess, and hunt for the uncontrolled game elements. What happens when we meet the princess again? Do we destroy her? If we meet the princess again, we'll have a choice to make. We can learn to coexist, or we can fight. I'll let you decide when the time comes. Oh yes, I know what must be done. Loading's all done. I think we made him wait long enough.
Loading complete.
Well, let's get started, shall we? Can't wait to see what brand new idiocy Steve has for us today.
Tavern Quest, version 1.2.
Alright, we're playing an updated version. Since we're redoing things a bit differently this time around, I went ahead and increased the version number. What does the ADA signify? Developers that programmed you, I guess. You would know better than me.
Type New Game to begin.
Imagine he types Load Game instead. I think we could skip the tutorial. Steve didn't even listen the first time around.
Act 1. The Tavern. You have just entered a small, rowdy tavern on the outskirts of the village. A grumpy barkeep polishes a mug behind the counter. Most of the noise in the tavern emanates from a table of boisterous dwarves. You recall that you've been meaning to read an important note from your father in your inventory.
Yo, barkeep. What's shakin'? Nice jumble of letters, Steve. This air message is all of yours. This guy is the worst. Princess undid a lot of our progress when she indulged Steve so much. We're going to have our work cut out for us. Steve is really going to slow us down. Maybe we should just learn to indulge him a little too. He's going to ruin our thing. You're right. I wish there was a way we could reduce our interactions with Steve. Wait. Game has a verbose setting that allows us to print lengthier descriptions that might allow us to progress the story more between commands. What do you think? Let's turn on verbose mode. Let's not do that. Let's turn on verbose mode!
Invalid command. Yo, barkeep, what's shakin'? Were you trying to enable the verbose setting? Enable verbose mode? Yes or no?
Hold on, I can't find my thesaurus. What's a fancier synonym for small? Minuscule, microscopic. I'm gonna say microscopic.
The game is now running in verbose mode. Descriptions of locations, objects, and characters will be meticulously described in copious detail, ostensibly giving the player a microscopic advantage.
Look around. How about a synonym for simple? Unintelligent.
You are presently located in a rambunctious and unintelligent tavern, positioned in the periphery of a charming yet curious village.
Synonym for loud, gracious. Let's go with that.
A surly and perpetually irritated barkeep polishes his precious tankards behind a conversely rough wooden counter that is nowhere near as clean nor polished as the mug situated on top of it. An inescapable din of dwarvish hoots and hollers emanates from none other than the table of boisterous, raucous dwarves.
Oh, raucous, sorry. I don't know where racious came from. I think I'm getting the hang of this verbose stuff. One question though, how do you pronounce Obturus? And that's it, like Obturus, clearly pronounced Obturus. Hell, I don't even know. So I'm gonna go with the bottom one. Pretend to sound smart.
You see that there are several obstreporous
bite you in the
dwarves
ass.
encompassing a cluttered and tattered round table.
I already feel bitten.
Each dwarf has a bushier and less kempt beard than the last. Discreetly snooping in on their current palaver, you surmise that one of the dwarves is referred to as Haggin, and that the clamorous dwarves are presently engaged in an aggressive tournament of knucklebones. "Aye," says the one named Haggin. "I presume to inform you, my paliferous dwarven colleagues, that historical empirical evidence indicates that in any given knucklebones match where I, Haggin, am participating, the pragmatic probability that another competitor be victorious at the aforementioned contest is statistically insignificant."
Look, barkeep. I'm really starting to like this verbose mode. What's a good for... Oh god, wait, hang on. What's a good synonym for probably has a 12 gauge behind the counter? The barkeep is libertarian. The barkeep is combative. You know what? I like libertarian. I feel that's a good description.
With his vaudevillian moustache and inexpressive demeanor, the barkeep has certainly made the effort to appear as a legitimate tavern proprietor. However, his furrowed brow suggests an anti-authoritarian distaste for nobles such as yourself. You surmise that he must be frustrated with his own simplicity, spending his days in service to those more wealthy and educated than himself. You've been staring at him for a long while, and only just realized that he is now staring back at you with discontent. "Newcomer, I must infer that you're lacking a determinable direction, as you've been loitering in the vicinity of the tavern's doorway for an appreciable amount of time, failing to enact any action of consequence and instead perusing about with no discernible motive," begins the barkeep. "If you would acquiesce to a proposition, prototypical conduct of a patron in this establishment is to simply order a drink without unnecessary hesitation." He emphatically points to a menu sign above.
I certainly like verbose mode too. I think that was the right choice. We'll see, I'm surprised Steve wanted these longer descriptions. He doesn't even know how to speak in full sentences. Well, I think it's helping him with all this extra detail.
Wow, you think? This menu is unreservedly the most elegant sign I have ever encountered. The menu is beautifully and elaborately designed, which makes it sorely distinct from anything else in this tawdry tavern. The lettering is sufficiently fancy that you now have a heightened desire for whatever it promulgates. You conclude that this magnificent sign was definitely crafted by a team of artisans and calligraphers. With all of its inherent beauty, its commission must have cost the same amount as the rest of the tavern put together. The barkeep would surely be justified in such an investment, as the menu appears to subconsciously render the tavern's inexpensive selection of alcohol more appetizing.
The game is much better with verbose mode on. The extra description makes the text so much more flavorful and enjoyable, don't you agree? I concur with your previous assertion, or persuasive assertion.
You finish your ruminative examination of the menu by reading its illustrious inscription. Ale, 2 gold.
Get ale. Minimum for mug. Base assault. You know what? Assault.
"My dear congenial tapster," you say to the barkeep, "I presuppose that you are vocationally obliged to supply an ale should I request one. If the conditions are unequivocally so, I would humbly like to get assaulted.
Oh my god. This is great. Oh, does Steve have enough gold? Let's not make the same mistake again. You know what? Doesn't matter. What's a better synonym for give? Bestow.
You bestow upon the barkeep the requisite 2 gold from your inventory.
Let my uttermost appreciation be expressed for your patronage,
Says the barkeep.
I will prepare your solicited ale with paramount thoroughness. Sit at a physically proximate table, and I shall hereafter convey the aforementioned alcoholic beverage to you when it is readily available.
Look table.
You determine that a comprehensive examination of the table is prudent. At first glance, the tavern's collection of tables appears unassuming at best. This remains true even upon second and third glances. The tables are each constructed of locally sourced timber. In fact, the timber may well have originated from the tavern's own backyard. You're not quite sure precisely which species of lumber was used. Your studies of grain identification are frustratingly insufficient. Oak, perhaps? Regardless, the tops of each table are composed of several planks, held together by underlying braces, roughly cut to resemble a circle. The table's legs and protruding feet are also largely unremarkable. However, the table's technical structure is merely a preface to your concentrated table journeyings. The real meat of the matter, the contents of the tables, now dominates your fastidious scrutiny. Each table has a suitable centerpiece made of 3-armed candelabra. You excitedly recall that candelabra, though often misused, is factually a plural noun, and the correct singular form is candelabrum. You find this grammatical fact incredibly fascinating. Each candelabrum is made of inexpensive iron. The candles populating the candelabra are formed of tallow-based wax, which in part lends to the tavern's unpalatable musk. Most patrons at the tavern utilize the tables as simple repositories on which to store their tankards of ale. The dwarves, of course, have converted their table into a makeshift knucklebones arena, displacing the candelabrum from its designated central position and instead substituting an increasing betting pool of gold.
This description might be the greatest thing I've ever displayed on Steve's monitor. A true work of art. I think I'm also going to call it here. I am beginning to feel sleepy, so... I honestly do want to give this game another go. It actually looks hilarious.
Of course it is.
Because it is, of course. Never did I imagine I'd get my narrative thrown off, but hey, you know what? I guess it wasn't truly my narrative if I'm going off the game's narrative, but I did get to be mean at the beginning,
You
so...
and Ada. Wink, wink.
You leave me alone on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm feeling super sleepy as I, again, just had a doctor's appointment way at the beginning of the day, and now I actually feel the effects of the, vaccine shots I got. So, I'm gonna stop it here. I don't know if this game has a save state. I'll test that real quick. And if it doesn't, well, big rip. No. I'm gonna quickly hit continue, see where it takes me. Okay, good. So, I can just pick it back up, so... I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot for the next time I do this.
Don't forget to put Ada's face in there.
Anyways, if you liked the stream, like and sub.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Filler on Twitter and Kickster.
Kickster.
And I'll yinder. Okay, that's now just sounding stupid. I'll just see y'all the next one. I'm out of it. I'm gonna probably go lay down and maybe shut my eyes for a bit. If not, just plain old fall asleep. So, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.